We'd like to say thanks to all of our Platinum School and Lancer athletic sponsors. Anderson Automatic Heating and Cooling, Aztec Services Group Incorporated, Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Neiman Plumbing Incorporated, E&A Contractors, Frederick Funeral Home, Hughesman Schmidt Insurance, Kelsey Chevrolet, La Roses, Mercy Health, Montgomery Home Care, MSA Sport, Brands Construction, Rupert Heating and Air Conditioning, and Rumpke of Ohio.
Casey. Last name Casey.
I'll save you on H. It's just J.
J? Okay, good. 10, Jabri.
Yeah.
Great. Jaden, Josiah, Sayshawn. 20 is 11.
How would you do this?
25, Elorm Nevis.
I wouldn't wear that.
26, Iliad Menderow. He is Russian?
I don't know. I just said, yeah.
Iliad, I hope he makes many tackles. Alisani Sai, 29.
Yes.
Michael, 33.
Yep. Sam.
Or Mikhail. Michael.
I would say Michael. I would say Mikhail. I'll be honest with you, past the first 30 we have no idea.
41, Marcus.
You heard your name before, didn't you? I know that. You heard your name before, you're right.
What the hell are you thinking? Serious? What the hell?
He's a 10th grader. Hopefully he has one.
Well, you got a lot of 10th graders. He's not in the 2 deep, so.
48, Carter.
Say yes again. How are you, my friend?
Come on down.
Thank you. Looks beautiful.
Howard Redford. What the hell? Daniel Georgia Nazi. Isaac Swisso. Amir Carpenter. Zaire Anderson.
The first day she saw it was. The only thing she saw literally was the day we closed at 10 o'clock and showed up to see it.
You have starters? At least He's on the 3rd floor, so make sure you go and see him when you get a chance.
All I'm going to say is, I offered down past I'm talking about, you're talking about my son.
Your son, yeah.
I'm talking about,
No.
I'm talking about my own son.
He showed up. With Jeffrey and him. Yeah. He knows early or small. Oh, it's great. I set everything upstairs. Right.
A college house.
At UC. I asked Nathan about it. I told Nathan, I was like, I'm going to text you. He's like, I don't want to mount anything on the wall and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, we had guys on the wall and kept it right down. You talking to him?
Tyler's coming down and I was looking up and before you make a judgment. Alright, I'm like, you are not staying in here.
Good evening. On behalf of LaSalle High School in the Archdiocese of Cincinnati, we'd like to welcome everyone back to Lancer Stadium for tonight's game between the Colerain Cardinals and your LaSalle Lancers. LaSalle and Colerain are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by the rules and regulations as set forth by the association to maintain high standards of conduct, competition, and relations with member schools. The athletes in this game are friendly rivals, and while play on the field may be fierce, we remind you that this game is between young men, and sportsmanship and good behavior is expected. Spectators must remain in the seated areas at all times throughout the contest. An attitude of good sportsmanship should be reflected by all spectators and players. Everyone can make this a great event when we act with dignity, speak with courtesy, and play and cheer with pride. Let's make tonight's contest great by remembering to respect the game. The officials assigned to this game have been selected according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Their experience and integrity qualify them for their important part in this friendly interscholastic game.
What's your guys' stats on? He heard her voice. He knew you. Oh, he's deaf? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Not Sport Stream. He's not even here yet.
Oh yeah, he is. He's right there. Right there.
Eagle Eye here. Eagle Eye, we got a little thing there. You see, it's all the freaking little one. Oh.
Ted and Susan. They're all there.
I didn't know if you were going to be. Oh. Yeah. Well, we were going. Yeah, they were going to. Which is a great decision.
All the way to the top. On that, right at the full end, there was like two spots that you started right here. And I can zip out there. No, I'm still at the house. Yeah, the only thing we don't know is when
Ladies and gentlemen, as a Catholic school, we begin all activities by asking for God's blessing. Please stand and remove your hats.
By the press to the left.
Let us remember that we're in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. God our Father, you have created us to strive for the best. Grant to all athletes, coaches, and fans strength to pursue excellence during this event. We pray for the safety of these athletes. Protect them from injury and harm. And finally, we pray for your grace that you would provide us with the endurance to pursue our heavenly prize, eternal life in your Son. Amen. St. John Baptist de LaSalle, live Jesus in our hearts. We are, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Hey, Bill. How you doing?
Yeah. Big as the other one.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Pride of LaSalle Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a great country and enjoy freedoms like no other. In order to honor America and show respect for all servicemen and women, we ask that you please stand, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
The views and opinions on this broadcast are those of Colerain.com and do not reflect the views of the Northwest School District or Colerain High School. Welcome to the game.
And welcome to Lancers Stadium on North Bend Road here at LaSalle High School as your Colerain Cardinals open the season on the road here versus the LaSalle Lancers. I am Brandon Wyatt alongside Brian Wyatt here for the opening of the 2021 Colerain Cardinal football season here for Colerain.com. So, a bunch of new things to go over. A new team, a new year, and a little bit different because there is this year fans in the stadium, something we've missed for a year.
Yeah, it could be interesting. At least from our vantage point, LaSalle has done great, and they set us up, but we are on the home side. So if you hear our ambient mic and some cheers for the team from down the street, well, it just happens. We're homers, they're homers. And, when you got a home-and-home battle like this, it's going to be great. 4 miles is the difference between these two schools. They played elementary and middle school together. It's going to be a battle. But this is kind of a little bit different, at least from a Colerain perspective, than we've had in a long time. I think Colerain comes in here as the big underdog.
Yeah, Colerain, lots of uncertainties coming off a season where they lost 2 in the regular season to Princeton West and then fell late in the playoffs against Lakota West. This LaSalle team coming off a run to the state semifinals in Division II. And let's be honest, Division II is 3 really, really, really good schools that would compete in Division I. They only had really 3 losses, one to the Indiana State champions, Cathedral Prep, one to that other team on North Bend Road, St. Xavier, and in the state semifinals they lost to Maslin, Washington. The Tigers up north, one of those really with Hoban, LaSalle, Hoban, Washington, the 3 teams that basically it's an exchange. Who does Washington lose to each year? LaSalle or Hoban in the state championship?
And Hoban, a lot of people say Division II, big wig, but some people thought Hoban was the best team all around, bar any division of the state last year.
So there'll be no doubt LaSalle will bring plenty of talent, but they'll have questions of their own, and both teams will be breaking in brand new quarterbacks. Cardinals graduate Freddie Johnson. The LaSalle Lancers, Zach Branham, who really one-year starter but led them really down the stretch. The LaSalle Lancers will be led by a senior again, making a first-year starter in the senior 5'10", 180 Cameron Cope. And for the Colerain Cardinals, they'll be turning to a sophomore to run the offense in number 8, Zay Jennings.
And the two running backs to watch out for from Colerain. We saw him last year. This year he's a senior, 6'2", 210. MJ Flowers coming out of the fullback position, which we know is the key position in the option. But one of the top recruits in the state, and we saw him a lot last year. You guys have heard the name Jabral Payne. number 3 for the LaSalle Lancers. But they got weapons all over the place. They'll throw the ball. It's going to kind of be interesting to see which offense has kind of developed through the preseason. Colerain's kind of struggled in their scrimmages. Young team, a little more depth, a little more age here at the LaSalle team, but throw all those out when you got a neighborhood fight.
And we do have unfortunate news to report. He is in street clothes, but one of the captains and your UC commit, one of the Cardinals' few Division I commits on the roster, Kenny Willis, is out. He's in a sling on the sidelines, so we will not see him in the corner tonight, and that's a big deal for this young Cardinals. He was really the only returner in that secondary coming back, so it'll be a challenge defensively, not only without Willis and without Dante Corleone just owning the middle of the field.
Well, a lot of new faces, but I want to mention Corleone. We had some great linebackers last year, and a couple of them are returning. But you don't realize how good your linebackers are until you lose a man in the middle like Dante Corleone. When you got a Division I defensive tackle over 300 pounds taking up multiple blockers, it frees up the defense a lot for man coverage. So
with a little over a minute to play, we'll get through a couple more particulars. Here, the Colerain Cardinals won the toss. They will defer to their choice to the second half. So the LaSalle Lancers will take the opening kickoff. As a reminder, due to Ohio High School Athletic Association rules, this is an away game, so we cannot show you live footage of the game. So the scoreboard during live action will be focused on the scoreboard. So get that out of the way. We don't make the rules. So if you're going to ask, take it to the state, take it to them, ask them to change their rules. Also, for you, if you want to reach and contact us in the booth, the email address is radio@wearecolerain.com. You can send an email to us. We got one from Lenny Lopez saying hello from sunny Corona, California, and as always, as well, Jim and Terry Shear. This time they're listening from the state of Florida.
Yeah, Alex Young is going to tee it up for the Colerain Cardinals. Back deep, Patterson, Payne, and who's the third one back there? Tamiko Jackson.
And we are underway. It's a pop-up kick. Not going to make the end zone. Payne's going to get it inside his own 5 with a head of steam, and he's got a blocker out in front. But the Cardinals do a good job containing. He gets just to about the 20-yard line, and that's where the Lancers will take over here with their first drive of the season at the 20-yard line.
First play of the game, the first defensive tackle by who? LeVart Jarman. You're going to hear that name a lot. Led the team in tackles last year. Lots of expectations. A flyer from the defensive linebacker position. I hope he'll be all over the place tonight.
So a very young secondary is going to be tested, especially without their leader, the senior. Kenny Willis is out, and we get to see a first look. We see MJ Flowers is going to play both ways. He is lined up at defensive end for the Cardinals. Lancers come out, 2 tight ends, 2 wide, shotgun formation. And a keeper up the middle, and the Cardinals at the tackle. Number 56, no, 52, no, 55, I can't tell.
His jersey's so
55.
tight. There you go.
With the tackle on that,
That's one of your, that's Jameer Carpenter, Jr., plugging up the middle, a gain of 1 yard on the play.
And we will correct it here as Mason Mattingly takes the first pitch, gets a quick out. Roy Seaver follows his blockers, gets by 1 tackle, and he's got enough of the first down out to the Colerain or Lancer 37-yard line. Cardinals were there for the tackle, but just couldn't get off the blocks on the quick wide receiver screen. And I will correct myself. It is not Cameron Cope as the quarterback. He was actually the original quarterback. He'll be starting at safety tonight. Is the junior Mason Mattingly, who ultimately won the starting quarterback position with a quick throw there to the scat back. Garrett Patterson picks up the first down, and here's a gasher up the middle, gets it across midfield, and it's a Lancer first down.
Yeah, well, Lancers so far mixing up inside, outside, went to the pass, kind of got the linebackers chasing the sweep there, found a hole up the middle, right to midfield, first down for the Lancers.
Lancers trips to the right, tight end to the left. Stay in that pistol formation. It's going to be a handoff to Payne. He's going to fight his way through. He's hitting the backfield, and the man who makes the final play is LeVart Jarman, but Jaden Folsom, the senior there, made the initial contact in the backfield.
Yeah, they're going to lose a yard on that play. Good recognition by the linebacker.
Second and 11 from midfield.
Yeah, they've cleared the backfield. They've gone 5 wide, just the quarterback back there.
Quick look, quick out Payne. He's got Lavert Jarman, and he cannot shake the tackle. It'll be no gain to a loss of 1, depending on this forward progress. But they got a matchup one-on-one, Jarman versus Payne, and the Colerain star player makes the tackle there.
Yeah, just a quick out, just a quick little screen there. No development at all. Colerain reads it right away. See if we can get a pass rush down here. It'll go 3rd down and 11. They have to get just inside the Colerain 40-yard line for a first down.
Adamley drops back. He's going to swing it out to Payne. Too high. He wouldn't have had anywhere to go because Lavert Jarman was waiting for him. And the Cardinals force a 4th down.
Yeah, trying to get a number on that is 47, and we don't have a 47 on the Colerain roster.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's already started this year.
Aaron.
So we apologize to who we might think that is at a defensive end, but got a good pressure. It's going to bring on the punt team. But this is, you got it midfield. You kind of watch this. This is almost a good place for a fake.
Logan Forkham to punt for the Lancers.
A.J. Foster's going to set up at about his own 10.
And he'll fair catch it at about the 16, 17-yard line.
I'll tell you, LaSalle, it's, they put guys in the next level into college from that punter position in the last couple of years, and that was a beautiful kick. Lots of height, no return, and here we are to see the Colerain's defense does what it needed to do, a good stoppage. We're going to see the new style Colerain offense with their new leader up front.
Yeah, it'll be Zay Jennings leading the offense, and its assistant offensive coordinator, assistant coach Brad Rabe, his first year as the head man calling the plays. They'll come out in pistol, though. Handoff keeps up the middle, and he's probably going to get pushed back, and forward progress loses 2 yards on the opening play.
Yeah, one thing I'm saying, this Colerain offense, behind this offensive line, not a lot of size. Both quick tackle and quick guard on that left side are both barely 205 pounds. So they're going to have quick hitters and hit those blocks. A little bit more size at 285 and 275 on the strong side.
So Cardinals are going to stay in this pistol formation. 2 backs to the left, 2 receivers out to the right, 1 receiver to the left. They'll stay in this pistol formation. Zay Jennings keeps it, makes a man miss in the backfield. He's going to take it down the sidelines, pick up the original yardage, and want to see where he stepped out. They'll say he stepped out at the 23.
Yeah, there was another quarterback battle just like last year. The sophomore, the 2 seniors battling out last year. Didn't decide on one. This time the coaches early have decided to go with the younger quarterback with a little bit more athleticism.
Pick up about 7 on the play.
Got a referee's timeout.
Fixing the helmet of the LaSalle Lancer. Got that snap buttoned up. And it'll be 3rd down and a long 4. Back to the traditional wing formation for the Cardinals. Man in motion draws nothing there. Reset. Step back, hand it off. MJ Flowers breaks the tackle.
He's about a yard short.
It's going to depend on the spot. He needed the 27.
26 3/4 it looks.
And
No,
they're
they got
going to
him.
give him the 27.
First run there by MJ Flowers. Picks up the first down for the Colerain Cardinals. MJ Flowers, 6'2", 210 pounds. He's been starting since he was sophomore. He's always been this tall, but year after year, just a little bit stronger.
Nothing fancy there. That was just a traditional 2-back wing, fullback dot the I and run the option there. Fullback keeps it for the first down. And a little motion. The Cardinals with a false start.
Is that the left side of the offensive line?
Right side. Your right guard. Look like 52 with the jump. Ed Lockwood. And that wasn't a cadence one. That was one where you're just kind of anticipating and a little bit off. He didn't jump like they went off a different count.
Yeah.
He just kind of fell forward and had to. Unfortunately, it's 5 yards against the offense. Cardinals back to it. 3 backs, traditional wing formation. Counter up the middle, hand it to Amir Johnson, rolls off the first stair, stays on his feet, gets past the original line of scrimmage, and on the counter up the middle, Amir Shannon gets about 7, 8 yards, and actually Give him more than that. That'll be a 10-yard gain on the counter. It looked like it was nowhere, but he bounced off, spun, and found himself in the secondary.
Yeah, Shannon played a lot as an underclassman, not a lot of size. Usually the outside speed back showed some power right there. As a senior, he's up to 185 pounds.
Take this to jet sweep. He's going to try to find some space. He's going to find a space for a first down, but it's going to be all for naught because they're going to go holding on the edge against the Cardinals.
Yeah, one of your outside, your wide receivers, wide guard in that position. You know, if you're going to hold and try to get away with it, don't throw your hands up in the air and say, hey, I wasn't doing anything, because referee sees you doing that, and he knew you were doing something.
Now, don't get me wrong. That was a very much holding.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
It was a very weak holding. If you're going to hold him so he can get like a 20-yard gain.
But don't throw your hands up. Who, me?
It'll be second and 15, so wipe out the gains on first down. Add back the original penalty. Cardinals, second and 15. Zay Jennings keeps it, tries to find space, just didn't get any blocking there on the edge. He made the right read, but there was another man on the outside, and what a play there by Jalen DeLon.
Yeah, DeLeon's they've got some size up front.
Yeah, it looked like they were asking Meonta Stanley, just couldn't turn him, and Leon just was right there where Zay Jennings thought he should have had some space, but the blocking was not there. So 3rd and 15.
Curious to see if Colerain goes to the air or just stays conservative here.
Zay Jennings pitches. Amir Shannon keeps it, cuts back, still on his feet. We'll get to the original line of scrimmage, but the secondary did a good job shoring it up. The Cardinals will give themselves a little bit more space to work with the punt, but it'll still be a forced punt here on 4th and 8 from their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, Colerain couldn't get out of their own way right there. A couple big mistakes took away a couple big gains, so it'll bring up a 4th down.
Tony Weldon back to punt for the Cardinals. Jabrian Payne to return it for the Lancers, but it's a good punt, but he's the coverage there for the Cardinals. Up the middle, Payne breaks one tackle, can't break the second, but a good return, found some space and gets it near midfield.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of the seam opened up in the middle of the field, not much, but when you got the caliber of a runner as Payne is, he doesn't need much of a crease, and actually he's pretty strong too. He ran through a couple little arm tackles.
Payne is one of those guys, he pretty much had the choice of where he wanted to go. I believe he committed to the University of Indiana, which up-and-coming program, but he could have one of those where you commit to Alabama and I'm the 5th running back in there behind some 5-stars, so probably made the best choice for him personally. They've become a star in Indiana. Hand up the middle. Cardinal defense finding some gaps to fill, and it'll be no gain for the backup running back, Jalen Grant.
And another tackle by the defensive lineman, 47, who with the very first roster we have, he's not included on there.
So Mattingly looks, he's got quads to the right, and he's going to run left and run right into MJ Flowers. So lose the ball.
The ball's loose. He might already be down. Referees are discussing it.
What's the signal? They're going to rule
He's
him
a
down.
little. Yeah, I thought he was already down. The knee hit first.
So
knee and elbow.
MJ Flowers going both ways. That was an interesting play call with the quads to the right, and Mattingly just kind of took it in immediately. Student body left, but MJ Flowers stays home and makes the tackle. Makes it 3rd down and 7 for the Lancers.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a read on Mattingly. He's good size, 6'4", and we've heard about his arm. Not sure how much of a runner he is.
Trips to the right, shotgun. It's tight end to the left for the Lancers. He's going to roll right. He's going to find a receiver waiting right at the sticks, and that'll be a 1st down.
Just sat down in front of the coverage. Colerain playing a little bit of loose, a little bit farther off. LaSalle answer nope, he's getting up fine. Slow, a nice throw to that's Sean Taylor, senior, 6'3", 200, gets the 1st down all the way to the Colerain 37-yard line.
Right at the spot you would think that Kenny Willis was going to occupy. Trips to the left now, one to the right. Mattingly steps back, steps up. He's got a pass rush. He's got some space one-on-one. Mattingly with a stiff arm falls forward, and he'll pick up 8. on the quarterback scramble.
Oh, that answers my question from a couple plays ago. He's got decent wheels, a good athlete right there.
A really good pocket awareness, too. The rush was there. LaVert Jarman was getting there, but he just kind of steps up, takes the space unoccupied by the pass rush, finds some space on a one-on-one situation, falls forward. 5 wide now for the Lancers. Takes it, fakes it, and Mattingly breaks on a broken play. I think a little confusion everywhere. He went to turn, but he had 5 wide, so there's no running back in the backfield.
That was just a simple quarterback draw. Did he need to run the fake?
I don't know. I think it was a draw. I think it became a draw when there was no back there to hand it off to. But I think the confusion allows him to find space, picks up a first down to the Cardinal 22.
And a little bit of jump on the outside. Tried to get a little bit of a head start. LaVert Jarman called his name for that play, but he didn't want to hear it for that. It's going to give him a free 5-yard penalty, make it first down and 5. Move the ball all the way to the 17.
It's always amusing teams. Right now I'm looking at a sign from LaSalle that says Home City Ice, a picture of Mike Leach and Indiana State, the signs where you try to code what the play is. There's a handoff and 47 in the backfield again.
And he's held. That ball's going to come back. Yeah, we've got to find out who that is because he is blowing up the plays at the line of scrimmage. And this time he split the guard, but the guard hooked him as he went through.
You know, yeah, I don't have anything
against the Lancers
for 47, but he's being disruptive. So the holding penalty doubles the offsides penalty. And
so a 1st and 10 went to a 1st and 5 and went to a 1st and 15.
And actually a spot foul.
It might be 16. It's close.
Yeah. Yep, it's 1st and 15.
Lots of personnel changes. I don't know if
luckily for LaSalle, they don't huddle, so there's no risk of running 12 men in the huddle.
There's risk of having too many or not enough men on the
field.
field.
Or running out of time on the play clock. Handoffs, jet sweep Jarman trying to find some space. And A.J. Foster strings it out, and he might have got 1, maybe 2 yards on the play.
A.J. Foster. Gain a couple. Will be 2nd and 13.
Jabril Payne on the carry.
No, but it was Jarman who chased him down.
Okay, all right.
Mattingly rolls, it's not there. Cachet can't make the tackle. Mattingly, the good job, falls forward. Good coverage by the Cardinals, but Mattingly breaks through the tackle at the line of scrimmage, falls forward, and gets about 9 yards.
Smart play. He's rolling out, looking for a receiver, and it's well covered. Colerain's defensive back clamped down. So he tucked it and ran, and I tell you what, it was one-on-one, and he makes the play. A big third down conversion.
It's the second time Mattingly's been one-on-one with the linebacker. The first time with Folsom, this time with Cachet, and both times Mattingly has been the one falling forward.
Well, he's 6'4", 215. Listen to the program. He's got a lot of size. You're going to have to cut him low.
47 is Cam Robinson, we've been told. Good for Cam because he's been all over. Mattingly steps up. He's going to have space again. So Cardinals this time do good on coverage, but Mattingly going to pick up the underneath and get just enough for the first down.
Takes a good shot, gets up shaking his head, but you're right, first down. And that'll place the ball at the 11-yard line, so they can still get a first down from where they're at if they don't score.
Just as
at the 1.
Note for us, Cam Robinson is 47. He's been making some plays here in the first half, so we need to know his name. So Mattingly takes it from the 11. 2 tight ends. Handoff up the middle, and MJ Flowers hits him in the backfield. He'll fall forward to about the 9-yard line, but again, Cardinals get penetration on the run, and really the LaSalle offense so far tonight has really just been Mattingly in the scramble drill.
Yeah, they're getting the Colerain to over pursue and chase the running back, which is left the quarterback, which has always kind of been a thing with this Colerain defense, a running quarterback draw. We've seen it against the elder teams.
Let's not kid ourselves. It's not just our defense.
It's every team. Yeah, every team that's got a mobile quarterback is an extra weapon.
So Mattingly keep it up the middle, find some space. He's not in, but he'll have a first down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, good read on that. Just read option right up the middle. MJ Flowers is there in the mesh, and he chases the running back, and quarterback does a great decision.
We're going to change the quarterback, and it looks like in a goal line situation, they'll put Jabron Payne.
And they brought in an extra running back, looks like Josh Shaw.
Well, you call him a running back. That's a linebacker playing fullback. Payne takes a step back, goes forward, and they are not going to give him the touchdown. I'm at an odd angle, and it looked like he was in from here. But they are not going to give Payne the touchdown, so it'll be 2nd and goal from inside the end zone, if you ask me, but the refs don't call it, so the Colerains catch a break.
Well, it's where the ball are. The lineman was there. The line official
His body was
right
entirely
there.
in the end zone. That was a LaSalle touchdown. I know they didn't call it.
It's only a touchdown if the referee puts his hands up.
You are correct. Same play. This time, Payne is in. So the Cardinals, one possession, can't do anything with it, but LaSalle on their second possession is able to capitalize on a short field. And not the prettiest of drives, mostly maddeningly on the scramble, but with 59 seconds to play in the first quarter, they strike first.
Yeah, he probably, without having the stats right here in front of me, he got about 75% of the yards in his scrambles. Did have one pass for a first down and one run for a first down, but pretty much the entire those quarterback runs right there. So the extra point is being lined up for number 25, Mason Lunsman. Snap is back, kick is up.
And it's good. So with 59 seconds to play in the first quarter, it's LaSalle Lancers 7, the Colerain Cardinals 0. And that was so the Cardinals 12-play drive results in nothing. Let's see here. We'll use LaSalle's kind enough to share
You're
this.
trying to use LaSalle's stats thing. You should have went to the training class. But again, thanks to everybody listening at home. And again, we will remind you, this is an away game. OSHA rules, sanctions that we cannot show live video on an away games. We can do it all we want at home, but it's a different rules here. So thanks for listening and all your support. But we can only show the scoreboard at this time.
A 12-play, 54-yard drive. Mattingly had 39 of those 54 yards on that drive.
That's about 75%.
It's pretty close, if not more.
So back deep for the Colerain Cardinals, number 3, A.J. Foster, along with number 24, Jason Young.
If we apologize if we get shut down here, we might get copyrighted for LaSalle's use of the Mortal Kombat song here to prep it. So if you get shut down, that's YouTube, not us for copyright.
Yeah, we've got great seats here in the booth, but we also have bad seats because we're directly under the speaker. So we're trying to keep the outside noise to a minimum but possible. So the kick is underway, and this is going to be returnable.
Taken at the Colerain 7, trying to find some space, gets through one tackle, not enough, but nowhere else to go for Jason Young. He'll just get to the 24-yard line, and that's where the Cardinals will start with their second drive of the game here with just under a minute to play here in the first.
Yeah, we had the first drive, and we saw them. They moved the ball, but a couple holdings and a couple offsides. Too much for them to overcome. This Colerain offense we saw in the preseasons cannot afford the little mistakes that add up.
Back to that single wing, and after those first two plays, we really haven't seen that pistol formation much from the Cardinals. Back to the traditional formation. In motion, handoff. Flowers through the line, still on his feet, past the first down marker, and he's near the 40. They're going to officially mark him down at the 38, but Flowers with a fullback dive for the first down.
Yeah, great little run right up the middle. Found a crease. Good play. Caught from behind there by a defensive end, J.J. Ruffin. Makes a big hit, but not till he brings it all the way out to the 37, 38-yard line.
Jennings sends it in motion. Handoff again. Flowers again, one-on-one with the DB. He's not going to get by him, but he'll bowl over him and pick up another 12, 13 yards.
Nothing fancy. They found something in the block, and when you got Coy Beasley, your safety, making back-to-back tackles, something's not happening right up front. The LaSalle Lancers, Colerain picks up 2 plays, 2 big chunks of yards. Now they've crossed midfield, 49-yard line.
The only concern for the Cardinals, MJ Flowers is going both ways, so see how he handles here. It's the same play, same handoff. He's in open space, makes one man miss, stays on his blockers to the outside, finally runs out of space, but this time it's another 15 yards for a Cardinal first down to the Lancer 35.
And that is woken up the student section running pretty much right towards them. Colerain hadn't had much to cheer for so far this game. We got three riding the horse that got him there. MJ Flowers, 3 carries, 3 big plays.
And I'll tell you what, it's the same outside veer play. Does Coach Rabe stay with that outside veer to the left, or does he try to catch him with a quick hitter to the other side?
Coach Rabe, the new offensive coordinator here at Colerain.
And off again, Flowers. This one's going to come back. Flowers with another big gain inside the 10-yard line, but there is a flag, and it can only be in the area of chop block. And that's exactly the call. When a flag is thrown that quickly in that vicinity of the play, you know exactly what the penalty is going to be.
Brandon, you were the offensive lineman. Explain to people what they're calling a chop block right there.
So the chop block here is going to be one person coming in high, still engaged, while the other person hits the same defender low. Now, I'll argue that the Colerain Cardinal scheme never chop blocks. It's just because the defense lineman's slow. But the referees don't always see it that way.
But that's a 15-yard. That's a big
15-yard spot penalty will put it to the 50-yard line. 1st and 25 for the Cardinals. So, again, Cardinals have had positive gains, but this time, again, the penalties have come back to hurt. And that will be the final play of the first quarter after 1 quarter play here at Lancer Stadium. It's the LaSalle Lancer 7 and your Colerain Cardinal 0.
Yeah, thanks for everybody for those of you who are listening at home. Send us an email, radio@wearecolerain.com.
Awesome. If you want. We're not going to not try to read it. We'll get to them very slow. We'll also give you a shout-out because it's 2021. If you just say hi in the chat to Max Alfonso and Brennan Green, Kennedy Cook listening. Kennedy Cook, not a Colerain grad, went to Kings, but his father is one of the coaches on the sidelines. And Kennedy,
an ex-ball boy from Colerain.
He is now an assistant coach up at Ohio State.
Wow.
So Lance, to answer your question, Cam Robinson, if he is number indeed 47, like we've been told, he's playing on the outside, that 5-7-6 technique around there up front. He's one of the 3 up front on the defensive tackle side. So as we get to reset, it'll be Cardinals ball at midfield to start the second quarter, but it will be 1st and 25 after that shot block penalty. I will say that.
It's early for the coaches, too, but not only we don't have him in the 2 deep, he's not even listed on the Colerain roster.
I'm sure that's just a typo.
It's a typo. It's early in the year. So first down from the 50. They got to get all the way to the 25.
Cardinals go to the pistol. Jennings sends a man in motion. Hands it off. It's going to be an attempt. There was a handoff to Xander Wynn coming off the outside, and that was definitely an attempt at a I don't know what you call that.
It's just a halfback pass, but normally see it from a pitch.
Wingback pass.
Yeah, but normally you see that from a pitch, and that this time in the jet sweep. But what I didn't like about that, he's right-handed. He's running to left. He's running away from the hand to the short side of the field. There's just not enough room to make that decision.
Well, he didn't. It didn't matter if he made the decision or not. LaSalle Lancers were there double covering. They had 32.
And I'm not questioning his athleticism. I'm here. They call that play because he can do it, but when you're running against your hand in short field,
well, that's part of the design. So Cardinals back to that pistol. They got 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 2 in the backfield.
Yeah, Colerain broke the huddle with the extra guy that time. Another mistake for the Colerain. Yeah, because Colerain huddles, LaSalle, they shuffle in and out players. They can do it all the time. This time, Colerain called the play. They broke the huddle. They had 12 guys on the field. He ran off. You cannot do that if you huddle in the middle of the field.
Well, normally I would say, what do you call here on 2nd and 32? But
say you spread them out, maybe you run a quarterback draw behind Flowers.
Roll to the right. Jennings throws, pass caught up to midfield. And Isaiah King with the first reception of the year for the Cardinals.
Yeah, senior Isaiah King, 6'1", 185.
Nothing fancy there. They're just kind of a little flood pattern, and he hit the middleman in the flood. And that gets about 7.
That gets the almost all of the second penalty back.
Yes.
It's still 3rd and 26.
No, he got the second penalty back. Just not the
No, he
loss,
got 9
but
of the
loss,
10.
No, it was a 5-yard penalty. Back to the I formation on 3rd and 25. Double pass. He's got King. Just under. Throws him. Fight for it. Knocked away.
Yeah, they kind of went a jump ball right there, and it was slightly underthrown. Colerain had the matchup they want. They had King at 6'1", matched up against the shorter number 29, Cole Beasley. They listed him
he
at
wasn't matched up. They faked the bubble. They bit, but it was so underthrown that it gave the safety Beasley time to recover. You just got to get King the ball and let him make the play. It worked there, so the Cardinals forced to punt again.
Payne's going to set up about this 15. It's a bad snap. Goes down, but the kick is off. Rugby-style kicks. Gets a Colerain bounce, so bad snap, bad kick. Good outcome all the way down to the 11-yard line.
And that's where the Lancers will take over, 11:33. So, again, Cardinals show some positive signs on offense, but penalties, again, come back to bite them.
Well, we've talked about the youth at quarterback, but there's youth at all over. But you know what? That's why you play the game. You struggle early in the season. You know, they'll get better as the season progresses because what we said, you're right. They have moved the ball.
It is a little bit concerning that from an offensive standpoint, you got that Flowers has to go both ways, but you got to make do with the bodies you have. And Cardinals may have jumped, but they're going to rule not. Play goes on. Cardinals get penetration again. And a handoff up the middle by LaSalle is going to get maybe
nothing.
A half yard.
At max. Yeah, Colerain had a little bit of movement there, but it was the right defensive tackle move. But he did not cross the line of scrimmage to get into the neutral zone. He was far enough back. So, yeah, right back to the original line of scrimmage.
Pistol again now. Rolls back out, so they'll have quads to the left of Mattingly. And he's going to have to call timeout. Something wasn't right.
Play clock, I believe.
There is no play clock, and I didn't see the back judge with his hand in the air, so I don't think that was a play clock thing.
Okay.
I just think there was some confusion about the personnel out there. So a timeout LaSalle with 10:59 to play in the first half.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. They used to have play clocks here.
You know, I thought they did.
And I thought they even had one up on the scoreboard. But, yeah, they used to have the end zone ones, kind of like a lot of schools do, the temporary ones. But not tonight. As we said, you were saying earlier, the back judge with 5 seconds left will hold his hands up. So whether you've got it or not, the only thing that I think the play clock does for us is keep us paying attention. Helps me out a little bit more.
So a timeout, 2nd and 10 at their own 12. The Lancers up 7. Thank everyone for listening. And if it sounds a little different, we did have a slight lineup change, and it's nothing bad. It's just we're all getting old. Chris Himonitis decided he's going to step away. He'll still come in a couple times, part-times to fill in, but all of his kids are now in high school, and he's going to go watch them play. So he's not gone, and he'll come back as soon as his kids graduate. But for now, say hi to Chris Himonitis because we're sure he's listening. A quick pass out to the flat. Again, a wide receiver screen, and that's going to be close to a first down, but there's a flag on the play.
I believe the outside receiver, they're going to get him for holding Colerain Reeds that way.
First down, but there's a flag on the play.
Yep. But again, did we get an email? Is Chris listening at home?
I'm sure he is. Or he's listening from wherever.
Baseball practice, that's right.
Baseball, wherever his son is playing. He's playing in fall baseball. So.
Yeah, what's up with these fall ball baseball coaches having practices and games on Friday nights?
Probably.
Don't they realize there are other sports going on?
Probably get a field pretty cheap on those nights. That's probably why.
Yeah. Yeah, availability on fields, wide open.
So a holding penalty, mark it back to the 6-yard line for the Lancers. It'll be 2nd down and long.
Colerain got to be careful. They're going to play a little bit soft here, but they can't get too soft.
Mattingly fakes the veer, keeps it himself, and he's met in the backfield by a host of Cardinals.
I tell you, a great read right there. Nathan Fry, the junior, they saw that mesh coming, and he hits the running back the same time the quarterback pulls it in the mesh.
It looked like Mattingly made a great decision to keep the ball, but he made the right read, but there's still a flock of Cardinals coming in behind that read, the guy he was reading to make the play. So it'll be 3rd and 17 for the Lancers. They need to get to the 22. They're at the 6. It's going to be a chuck deep, high in the air, and caught.
Yeah, it was just a throw and a hope, but there is a flag on the play.
It's coming back.
There's a flag deep. It could be the offense. It is a holding.
Holding, and is it in the end zone is the question? No, it's just outside the end zone.
It's hard to tell. They've dropped 2 flags, and they usually kind of spot the play that way.
Well, it's a big deal.
One's in the end zone, one's at the 1.
And it's a big deal because if it is in the end zone, it's 2 points for the Cardinals. They're going to say it's right at the goal line. So both teams shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. And that was just a jump ball and say, hey, Jaden Troller, just go out jump number 32 for the Cardinals. That is Mel Crossity, the sophomore, in place of Kenny Willis.
And that was just a good adjustment in the air by Jaden Troller.
So it'll be 3rd and 20 from the 21 from the 2. They need to get to the 22. And that throw goes nowhere. Sorry, I got to talk.
Yeah,
Deep pass.
You got watching the game right there holding
Well,
your breath.
I'm used to being waiting for Chris to finish, but there was just a pass, the throw, and a hope, trying to get something. Maybe an interference call, not there.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see a quarterback draw or something just to give him a little bit more space. Your kicker is a short snap. He is right on the end zone.
Short snap, if he has to, it's a high snap, he's got to jump, and who knows if he lands in bounds. A.J. Foster back deep for the Cardinals. He'll stand at midfield. More than likely he's going to be running into here. See if the Cardinals come after it, or they set up the return.
Looks like they're set up returning a monster kick. Monster kick all the way to the 40. But did he outkick his coverage? Stupid.
So what a kick. Foster running around. He fielded that at his own 40. So if you do the math, that's 47 plus 10. That was over 50 yards in the air. Add here a block in the back penalty on the Cardinals, and this is going to be a huge
There might be
flip.
other penalties after. Some flags came in after the play, too. I don't know if they were all marking the spot.
I think they were all marking that same penalty. So what could have possibly flipped the field position, and let's be honest,
It did flip the field
LaSalle
position.
is benefited. Their one score came off of a short field.
Yep.
Cardinals could have done the opposite and flipped the field themselves, but now instead of starting near midfield, they'll be starting at their own 33-yard line.
Yeah, I'm sure the defensive back that made that block is going to see it. He was not even near the play. Did not need half to make that
50 yards plus in the air. Add the penalty. That was almost a 60. It was a 67-yard or 65-yard swing in field position.
Yeah, from their own 2 to the Colerain 33.
Flowers takes the handoff up the middle, falling forward. Not a lot there, but he's still going to plow ahead for 4 yards. More importantly for the Lancers, though, two Lancers lost helmets and will have to come out for a play.
Yeah, by Ohio rules, if your helmet comes up, you're sitting out of play, so you're losing 2 of your starters, defense, a lineman, and a linebacker, have to come out of play.
And I know he's a sophomore, but, man, I think Jennings keeps that. He's got some space to run.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you run in the option, you get 4 yards on first play. That's a successful first down.
Yeah. Man in motion. Jennings keeps it, cuts it inside, and he just got slowed down. Good play defensively, and another Lancer loses his helmet. This time it's number 19, Tajay Landrum. And Jennings made the right read there on the option, but just kind of Landrum just kind of got a hand on it, turned him, slowed his momentum, and he can't get that to that hole with full speed. Still picks up about 2 yards, but it'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, just a slight grab, a slight little slip of the foot there, and maybe a slight hesitation in the decision.
Motion set. Short side, Flowers pushing forward. He is still going, and he's going to be about a yard short on the option.
Yeah, he needed the 48, just got the 47, a yard short, and here comes the kicking team again. Anthony Weldon did a good job fielding the bad snap last time. Got off a shaky kick with a good bounce. But Jabril Payne, star running back, is going to be back for the LaSalle Lancers at the 25-yard line. Colerain just get a good snap.
Looks like the Lancers are going for the block here, all out. They nearly get it, but they force a very bad punt.
Hey.
It's going to be a net of about 6 yards, and the Lancers sold out. They brought everyone to the line of scrimmage. They had no one back for the return. They forced a bad punt, and you know what? You should have just gone for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah, they saw the bad snap on the last play. So this time, early in the season,
that is
trying to find himself.
Of 2 yards on the punt. You should have just gone for it. Right, they needed the 43 or they were at the 43 for first, and need the 44 for first down.
Yeah, they needed for the 44 for the first down, but with this punt, they only give
2
the
yards.
Ball. Yeah, get 2 yards and give the ball at the 45-yard line. Short field, defense to be tested again. LaSalle Lancers leading 7-0, 7:45 left to play till half.
Man in motion, fake the jet sweep, hand it off inside to Payne. He's got some space. And that little jet sweep fake gives Payne a little bit more space than he's had so far tonight. He's got 8 yards on the first play.
Well, with all the quarterback running on that, Payne being their main running back, hasn't had a lot of touches. He's going to be fresh as the game progresses. So back to the shotgun formation pistol. It is back.
Takes it, hands it off. Good push up front. And that is Josh Shaw, pushing forward for the first down.
Nothing fancy there. Just lined up big boy football, running straight at him.
Yeah, it looked like the Cardinals got penetration from that left side, but that was because the right side of the line had pushed so far forward. So quickly back to the line. Again, handoff Shaw up the middle, and they found a little bit of space. And this is, I think, the LaSalle Lancers right now are saying, hey, I think we've kind of worn you down with trying to push forward this time for 7 yards on first down to the Cardinal 24.
Using multiple running backs, keeping them fresh, Payne back into the ball game.
2 tight ends out of the shotgun, and a timeout Cardinals before the snap.
Yeah, Colerain sees what LaSalle's doing. They've quickened the pace. They want to kind of slow them down. Their thoughts, find a way to defense this, because what they've gone, they've just simplified their offense. Gone as kind of the fake jet sweeps or even the option. They're just running straight dives right up the middle, using their big offensive line to kind of push forward.
And again, the Cardinals, they're down an extra DB, so that's Willis out, and you got MJ Flowers who's going both ways. So you catch the Cardinals on a break where Flowers is either tired or out of the game, and this is what you want to do if you're LaSalle, who comes into this game with much more size up front and probably substantially more depth than the Cardinals do up front. Own the line of scrimmage here, and that's what they're trying to do here in the middle of the second quarter.
So a 2nd down and 3. Back to the shotgun formation.
Little counter handoff to Payne, and Jarman got him in the backfield. They set up a delayed handoff counter to the left, and Payne had all sorts of green to the left, but Jarman gets him from behind and makes the tackle.
Jarman's with the classic outside linebacker that we've seen at Colerain. You go back to Tyler Moliers, to the kid that went to Northwestern. You got speed on Andrew Smith, Buddha Williams, going all the way back to just speed on the outside. And if you're going to run that counter and leave that guy unblocked, you better make it quick.
Mattingly rolls to his right. He's got a receiver in the flat, and he's going to be enough for the first down across the 20-yard line.
Simple timing route. He rolls out to the right, sits down at about 8 yards out, right at the flag. It's just timing route, just perfectly executed.
Just a flood pattern, and he picked the Cardinals had the top in the middle, but not the lower part of that flood pattern. Pick up the first down to the 15. Mattingly hands off to Payne. He slips through the line, still on his feet, and he gets it inside the 10-yard line.
Did he get inside the 10 or right at the 10-yard line? Second down and 5.
The majority of the ball is over the 10-yard line, so he's inside the 10. Any of the ball is over the 10-yard line, so he's inside the 10-yard line. Second and 5 for the Lancers, threatening the Cardinals again. Handoff, Shaw in the backfield. Cam Robinson had him, missed the tackle. Josh Shaw inside the 5, down to the 3.
Yeah, probably a first down, but we see here at Shaw, might not have the blazing speed, but he's a bowling ball. Thick in the legs, thick in the torso. You're not going to get him with an arm tackle.
Yeah,
He's
Cam Robinson was there to tackle him for a 5-yard loss, and he just bounced right off of him, and that left a big gaping hole and another Cardinal timeout. First and goal, Lancers from the 3-yard line. Yeah, Cam Robinson, we've been calling his name all night. He was there to make the play in the backfield, and Shaw just bounced right off of him and picked up the first down and made a goal to go.
Yeah, Shaw listed as 5'8", 180. I don't know if he's that tall or that light, at least from up here. Very thickly built. You're going to have to hit him low and attack the legs right there because just a ball of muscle right there. Run right through, right over the tackle.
Another Cardinal timeout here. Coach Cutright trying to get his defense here.
Well, they had a couple of the starters were out, and they've gone a little bit bigger back in, bringing one of your starters, Jameer Carpenter, 290 pounds there at nose tackle, get a little more beef up front.
Handoff, Payne. He's off of the line of scrimmage, and he bounces in for a touchdown. It was basically a rugby maul. Both lines pressed into each other, so no one gets a hand on Payne, and he's pushed back, but no one grabs him, and he bounces outside where no one is and walks in for another 6 points for the Lancers.
Yeah, a good defensive read. They did. They were in the hole. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, really hit by his own offensive lineman because the defensive lineman, but with no hands on him, just kind of found open space.
Mason Loonsman lines up for the kick. Snap is back, hold is down. Kick is just through the uprights. And with 5:09 to play in the first half, it's the Lancers 14, the Cardinals 0.
Yeah, Colerain's going to look to get something here with 5 minutes and 9 seconds left in the half. They do get the ball to start the second half, but you don't want to go down 3 scores at halftime. Two is serviceable, but what you've shown tonight.
They've been able to, for the most part, until that last drive, really contain the LaSalle offense. And really the 2 scores from LaSalle came on drives that were short fields where they didn't have to go long and sustained, even though they were long and sustained drives, but they were short distances to go. Cardinals have moved the ball, just untimely penalties have really hurt them, so the offense needs to find a way to put some points on the board.
Well, it's a cliche, but we say it all the time. Team that makes the least amount of mistakes has a better advantage of winning a ball game, and it's really been obvious tonight.
Well, not really, because LaSalle has made plenty of penalties too, but just the Colerain Cardinals have made just that 1 or 2 more.
So back for Colerain, Amari Shannon is deep, along with number 24, Jason Young. Last kickoff that they received was kind of a high kick, but was returnable. Not a big leg, but had enough height. Let's see what goes here as the kick is made, and it has got some height. He's going to be taken about the 5-yard line.
Shannon going to take it, trying to find some space, cuts inside. He'll get to the 20-yard line, but not much more.
Yeah, good play. There really wasn't much of an error. Trailer, your wide receiver who made the catch earlier, makes the tackle there. Spots the ball exactly at the 20-yard line.
So that's where the Cardinals will take over with 4:51 to play.
We've seen a couple passing attempts from the Colerain Cardinals. Don't know if they'll open up anything here with 5 minutes left.
And we really haven't seen Jennings really keep the ball much. He's got 4 carries for 13 yards. And really
the wingbacks haven't touched the ball much. We've seen Flowers be successful up in middle.
Pitch out. Picks up about 3 yards on the quick pitch out to Mikkel Satterwhite, the sophomore with his first varsity carry.
There's talk about Satterwhite and his speed. Gets a little bit of confidence out there. He had a hole. He just didn't go right away. Just didn't. It was there, and he got positive yards. He picked up 4. But I think with a little bit more experience, he attacks that hole instead of just running through it.
High formation, 2 receivers to the right for the Cardinals. Jennings hands it off Flowers, keeps across the 30 for a first down on the fullback dive.
It's the most successful play. They're running it until they stop it. You're limited by time clock and length of the field. But if you can mix that in, the more successful you are with the fullback, it's going to open up the outside.
LaSalle, I think, is content to play the old Elder. We'll give Elder defensive. Well, we'll give up 5-6 yards and let the Cardinals make a mistake.
Yeah, we see a lot of teams that will just crowd the box, and the linebackers are, but the outside linebackers are kind of sitting off, taking away the big play.
Amir Shannon takes the quick pitch to the outside, cuts it back in. LaSalle does a good job of containing the edge and limiting the game.
Yeah, the outside linebackers did not come up for heels, as you said, just as a contain. They didn't go to attack the play. They just contained it and, give up 3 at a time because the clock keeps running.
3:30 and counting in the half for the Cardinals. Plenty of time, although they do only have 1 timeout. Jennings hands it off to Flowers, and this time he has stood up. And after minimally a gain of about 1 yard.
Here's a big decision here for your coach and your coordinator. 3 minutes left for LaSalle. You don't want to leave them that much clock, but you don't want an incomplete pass to stop it and force your punt team, which had an issue right here. So do you run the ball and hope to get it? Clock's still running with 1 timeout. Or do you pull a little gadget out of here and try to make a big play?
You just, whatever your normal 3rd and 5. There's nothing fancy yet for the Cardinals, I would think. And there's a pass to Flowers. Did he get enough? He's close to the first down. He needed the 40.
It was a great read there by Chase Stein. They're pretty much about the same place. They got it to 40. They needed the 41. 2:30 left. Why not?
4th and 1 from your own 39. The Cardinals are going for it on 4th down. And a quarterback sneak up the middle will be enough for a Cardinal first down.
I tell you what, he almost poked out of there. When you got everybody up defensively along the line of scrimmage, if you can find a crease.
Especially when the Cardinals, most teams will do it. In a quarterback sneak, there's no count, and you just kind of do a little up with your hands to signal the play. Everyone goes in a silent count and almost
I think it's an
underutilized
play.
So Cardinals with a first down nearing midfield. Jennings takes to the outside and makes the smart move by the sophomore. He looked to pitch it, but he had a man on him there, and he did a smart thing, eat it and live to play another day. He'll lose about 4 on the play.
Yeah, LaSalle was all over that. They had the quarterback, they had the fullback, they had the pitch man. Let's say live to make another play. Great play there by Taj Lundgren, the linebacker.
Called by the Lancers, their 2nd timeout.
Take the loss, but not the turnover. Don't make the stupid pitch. A good decision there by your young quarterback. But it is loss on the play. LaSalle calls a timeout with 2:02 left to play. How many timeouts they got left? Do you see the board from here? LaSalle has 1 timeout. Colerain has 1 timeout left. Second down and 15.
Cardinals losing all of the yards they got on that 4th down play. And if you're LaSalle, I think you're content. You're content with a 2-touch score lead, and you're content with the Cardinals haven't had a big play. Maybe you've given up 9-10 yards a pop, but you haven't given up that 20-yard plus play. So I think you're content to let the Cardinals run.
Zay Jennings missed on that hitch and go earlier. So you do have.
And pass fake. And a post pattern caught over the middle by Mel Crossity. He gets it over across, but then he is hit and fumbles and it's LaSalle football.
Sophomore to sophomore right there, and it's a great read in the seam pass. And it wasn't much contact, but it was enough to dislodge the ball. And again, another Colerain mistake. You had the first down. And if he keeps his feet, don't know if a little bit of nerves. He was surprised to have the ball at the varsity level with that.
Well, it's your first varsity catch for Crosity, and he catches it perfectly on the post. Jennings does a good job laying out there, but it's one of those, you just caught the ball. So there's a chance maybe he didn't fully catch it. You know, you can't see.
Yeah.
So there's no replay, but it's one of those where he's hit right as he's making the catch. Falls forward. LaSalle with 1:55 and a timeout to work the ball from their own 39. Counterplay to Payne. Find him some space to the outside, but can't get around the edge. A.J. Foster with a good tackle.
Clock keeps running. We said LaSalle with one timeout left.
Plenty of time with the way the clock works.
They've shown some of the bubble screens, and they've shown that tight end up the middle. Got some speed on the outside, and one thing with this Colerain defense, you've got a lot of guys on the outside, man on man.
Pistol formation. Mattingly takes it, fakes it, play action looking deep. He's got the post wide open and overshot. Garrett Patterson was all alone.
Well, and he takes a big shot right as he's hit, getting up slow.
Patterson running a post across the secondary, and he had that play side safety beat across the middle. No one there to cover the left side of the field. And a pass by Manley just overshoots him. It'll be third down. And call it 7
Yeah,
for the
that's
Lancers.
one thing about this aggressive defense, as I just said in that last play, leaves the guy one-on-one. And he beat his outside looking for safety help, and there was none on that play.
Pass out, caught, and across the 50. Cardinals had him tackled before the line to gain, but a good move by Sean Taylor. Gets free of the DB.
Clock will stop until the chains are set.
Gets it across midfield to the Cardinal 47. The Cardinals had him tackled, just missed it.
Why isn't the clock running? Did they say he got out of bounds?
Yep.
Lots of movement up front. Defensive lineman flinches a little bit, which caused the offensive lineman to move. Yeah, we kind of covered up by the bench there. I wasn't sure if he was out of bounds, and I did not see the call, so I might have been wrong on that one.
Let's make it 1st and 15 for the Lancers.
1:07, one timeout left.
Cardinals get 2 seconds because they did not add that back to the clock like they should have. Snap back Mattingly, and he's looking for Taylor on a quick hit. Sean Taylor just slipped. Cardinals probably would have just let him catch it because Foster's there to tackle him in bounds. 2nd and 15.
They had one-on-one, though. If he breaks that tackle, got athleticism to go the whole way.
Mattingly looks, post pattern, tipped away, and a great play by the man who fumbled it, Mel Crosity. Stepping in, and the young sophomore having to play both ways with the injury to Willis, getting a special athlete on the field. He closed in, won a post pattern intended for Jaden Troller, is knocked away by Crosity.
What LaSalle's done the past 2 times is overload one side and throw to the single coverage. This time they've gone 5 wide receivers, 3 up top, 2 down bottom. Surprised Colerain hasn't gone to a dime package.
Probably don't have the numbers with the injuries. Mattingly sends a man in motion. He'll bring it across Patterson. Brings him back across, trying to look. Sets up a screen backside to Payne. He's got room, breaks the tackle at midfield, but won't get past much more. And the Cardinals contain the Lancers on 3rd and 15. Payne tackled by A.J. Foster, the senior, listed in the roster as a wide receiver, but he is making some plays right now.
Now
the corner position.
Now he's going to go back. I'm surprised Colerain didn't burn up their last timeout right there. Clock still running.
You know what? If Colerain calls timeout and I'm LaSalle, I go for it. Colerain doesn't show me they can go 50 yards.
I tell you what, this is with limited time on the clock, this is a good place for a fake.
not a good place for a fake because you're wasting the clock. But they're going to run the clock down until they absolutely have to necessarily call timeout.
5,
4,
4,
3,
3, 2, 1. They're going to take the penalty.
And honestly,
Doesn't matter.
well, honestly, if I'm LaSalle, I tell my punter to catch it and run around for 6 seconds.
5 yards.
Or don't even worry. Don't actually. That's not
Just hold
right.
it.
Well, no, don't just. Well, yeah, just hold it. Because
Yeah, just don't move.
don't move. Take the snap. Stand up as long as possible. Don't risk a block or return. Honestly, I'm surprised that we just told him to do.
Or
Because
snap to the short man.
what are you going to do? Give up a Hail Mary or a long field goal attempt? Or just kick it without even bothering to kind of set
Kick it
up.
out of bounds.
Just kick it right away and force it. Or just punt it like normal, you know.
Well, we've seen it twice.
No, he's a very, very, very good punter.
Or just
They're
kick
going to down it
just
at the
kick down
1
the
yard
three.
line. So it doesn't really matter, but that'll bring us to halftime here at Lancer Stadium. It's the LaSalle Lancers 14, the Colerain Cardinals 0. We'll do our best to get you stats and scores from around the city, and we'll go silent to about 5 minutes remain on the halftime scoreboard.
And we ask you guys, clear the field, please. Clear the field. Ladies and gentlemen, as the band begins to set up for their halftime show, we ask that you direct your attention to the middle of the field where Athletic Director Brian Meyer is with Donna and Jeff Clyde. Following a long career in safety and security at LaSalle High School, Jeff Clyde, a 1977 graduate, has announced his plan to retire after 34 years of service to the school. Both Jeff and his wife Donna have been an integral part of the LaSalle community for more than 3 decades and have dedicated countless hours to keeping LaSalle High School campus safe and secure. Jeff worked tirelessly to ensure that every campus event was well staffed and supervised. The Clydes have been a part of every athletic event, Camelot auction, sports tag, and student alumni function at LaSalle, and the school is extremely grateful for their time and dedication. In recognition of his dedication to LaSalle High School, Athletic Director Brian Meyer will present Donna and Jeff a plaque in honor of their service to LaSalle High School. Please join us in wishing Jeff best wishes on his retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been given an important bit of information. We'd like to all wish Bob Kruger a happy 90th birthday today. LaSalle Marching Band is excited to present their 2021 show, One, to our home audiences. Selections include Welcome to the Black Parade. One is the loneliest number, You Will Be Found and Savior. One is designed to have audience members join us on a journey of emotions and reflection of the past year and a half. The band starts off with an isolated soloist, slowly morphing into larger groupings as we move towards unity within the entire band. The progression is represented by our music selections, variety of solos and small ensembles, and many color reveals. During our competitive season of 2019, the Pride of LaSalle had a very strong showing in the Mid-States Band Association circuit, placing 10th overall in their class. Many other accomplishments brought various awards throughout the season. Drum Major Maria Emmeline, is your band ready?
He's got a stone in his nose. I just text Mike. I said, how's the view from that side?
I just texted him.
Flows, hello, huh?
Oh, yeah. He's only, they brought him in.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the Pride LaSalle Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have the Split the Pot winner. Split the Pot winner. The winning number is 458029. 458029. If you have the winning ticket, please come up to the press box. 458029.
And we are back with first half stats and scores from around the city.
Yeah, we're at halftime here. LaSalle Lancers over the Colerain Cardinals 14-0. And that really is the only stat that really kind of shows any big difference. Both teams, Colerain's run 19 plays for 90 yards. LaSalle has run 24 plays for 93 yards. Passing, Colerain has 32. LaSalle has 55. Colerain has run for 122. LaSalle has run for 148. But a big one thing that jumps out to me, third down conversions. Colerain's only 1 for 5, and LaSalle Lancers are 4 for 7. Colerain has the only turnover on a big play that was turned into a fumble.
Didn't result in any points, though. So.
Yeah, it didn't, but it possibly took points away and momentum away from Colerain that could have brought it close. Your leading rusher for the Colerain Cardinals, M.J. Flowers, 8 carries, 58 yards. Mari Shannon, 3 for 24. Zay Jennings, 6 for 17 for LaSalle. Quarterback Mattingly has 39 yards. Jabril Payne, 34 yards on 10 carries. Josh Shaw has 20. Leading receivers for Colerain, Mel Crosty with 22 yards. Sean Taylor has 25 yards. One of the big things, another thing to jump out, special teams. Colerain had the 3-yard kick, which led to a short field, while Logan Markham has averaged 48 yards.
Forkham.
Logan Forkham, 3 kicks, averaging 48 yards with limited returns.
2 of them inside the 20-yard line.
Leading tacklers for Colerain, Lord Sharman has 9, Aaron Foster with 5, Jaden Folsom with 4, Corey Myrick with 4. For the LaSalle Lancers, their leading tackles with 7 is J.J. Ruffin. M. Johnson has 4. Coy Beasley has 4. Jalen DeLeon has 4. Your scoring plays, Jabril Payne, he's been limited in yardage to only 34, but he has a 1-yard touchdown and a 3-yard touchdown. Lundsman has been perfect on his extra points. Takes us to where we are right now, 14-0 here at Lancer Stadium. LaSalle Lancers over the Colerain Cardinals.
Your scores from elsewhere around the city, it's Harrison 14, Wyoming 14 at halftime. West Claremont leads Hamilton 28-22. Fairfield and Centerville are tied at 14 apiece. Lakota East and Moeller are tied at 21 apiece. Mason leads Gahanna Lincoln.
Are you leaving the big game for last?
Yep. Gahanna Lincoln 8-0. Sycamore leads Loveland 21-14. Elder over Covcath 21-0. Kings over Middletown 21-6. Winton Woods over Trotwood Madison 9-0. Oak Hills tied with Turpin at 7 apiece. Springfield and St. Ignatius are clashing up north. Ignatius leads 14-10. Princeton defeated Anderson last night 58-45. And the big one tonight, the other big game on North Bend, Lakota West leads St. X 14-3 at halftime. The other score of note, Tippecanoe is tied with Bellbrook 7-7.
So a few surprises, a few games that we thought. I'll tell you what, the Elder over Covcath, that's a 21-point lead. I mean, Covcath, you lose a couple players, especially quality. They did that big tight end they had. You expect a closer game there, but lots of left. But right down there at St. X down, we knew these two teams battled to a close game last year, but a 14-3 lead at halftime by Lakota West. I don't know if we knew they had the defense. Maybe they found a little bit of offense.
That game is happening in about, 3.5 miles that direction.
And on radio, people can see where you point.
I know, that was a joke.
I laugh.
At me, I get it. Thanks for listening, Trenton Jewett, Brian Burton. We got to give a special thank you to Trenton Jewett. Jewett is a former Colerain Cardinal, and he went through some hardships here lately, and he pulled through like a champion, like a Colerain Cardinal does. He fought. So, Trent, thanks for listening in to the Colerain Cardinals, and congratulations on your fight and keeping it going. Again, you can reach us at the email address at radio@wearecolerain. As we get set here, as the clock ticks down, we don't know if they'll add another 3 minutes or they'll just kind of meander around.
Yeah, Colerain had won the opening coin toss, deferred to the second half. So they will start the ball with the ball on offense.
Allegedly. Now,
Al-
the Cardinals did defer the choice, so they could defer
it
to
again.
kick it again. They're not going to do that, but they could.
Well, they're converging on.
They have to do
center
the
of field.
formality. Captains Dylan Eddings for the Lancers and Temazin Cachet for the Cardinals. The Cardinals do choose to receive the ball in the second half. It's not automatic when you defer. Some people think that.
Wonder what the percentage is. 99,
It's probably
99?
like 99.9. So there's that odd time when the wind is crazy or something like that. I'm sure St. X has done it with Steve Specht at some point because he just cares about field position sometimes more than the actual game. But
And again, while we get rolling, I want a special thanks to the administration here at LaSalle High School. A lot of times when we go to other schools, it's kind of a fight to get into the box, and this time they made it very easy on us. Gave us the only thing that I would like to point out next time we're here, our producer is about 1.5 feet away from the PA speaker.
he's fine.
So we're struggling with sound. I don't know how well you can hear us where the outside mic is not even on, and we're screaming into our mic so we can hear ourselves.
That's just you. You're old and can't hear.
Okay, see, Mike, there's a producer, Mike, just showing us how loud if we actually turn on the outside mic.
All the way up. I will say, LaSalle has gone to this strategy of changing their helmets every year, and normally I don't like it because they do like the one side logos or the numbers on one side. This year they've gone with like the logo on both sides with that Lancer. I kind of like their helmets this year. I would have preferred a white helmet with that, but it's still that's a good looking helmet for the Lancers this year. Cardinals, of course.
Yeah, not sure about the logo, but I do like. I like the stripe. I like the color combination.
It's a
I like
silver
the balance.
stripe. It's very shiny. Yeah. Good looking helmet for the Lancers.
Better than that half helmet that they
Yeah,
had a
that
couple years
half
ago.
helmet. Yeah. I
Well,
didn't
everybody kind of went to that. Navy went to that. The armed forces in college went to that
Yeah, we
helmet.
put the number on one side and the
Never
logo.
big fan
yeah,
of that.
Yeah, there's nice here. Little Lancer head on one side, numbers on the back.
All right, so here we go, setting up for the second half.
Here we go, set for the second half, and it is Mason Lewinsman set to kick off for the Lancers. And we are underway in the second half. That is going to be fielded by the up man, taking it at about the 15-yard line. He's got some space down the sidelines. And he's gone! He's not gonna
Nobody
be caught! Flag on the field. I think we're going to get
there is a
sideline interference.
but that might be a sideline warning. We'll see. It has been called back. It has taken the full distance by Reese Robinson.
No, that's not Reese Robinson. That's
14, isn't it?
Yeah, that's LaSalle 14.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Tayshawn Banks,
and
sophomore.
it is Deshaun Banks, the sophomore, will get the credit for the touchdown. It is just a sideline warning. 6 points for the Cardinals to start the second half.
Well, I'll tell you what, you couldn't ask for a better answer or a better start to the second half. They needed a quick score. It doesn't get much quicker than that. But I tell you what, we've heard about this sophomore class coming up, starting a lot of them. And I was kind of Tayshawn Banks. He's actually listed as a defensive back, 6'1", 160
He wasn't
pounds.
supposed to catch it.
I was going to say I was going to complain because he was kind of one of the up men that stepped in front of the returner.
Senior running back Jason Young is coming up to kind of catch it.
They bumped into each other.
Banks just kind of catches it in the air, and well, they got the edge.
You see the wheels?
And he did
they
not
pulled
get
away
catched.
from them. So we got a late substitution as we come in for the extra point.
Snap is back, hold is down, kick is good. And 12 seconds into the second half, the Cardinals have struck back. They don't do it with the offense, they do it with special teams. And I don't know how long it's been since we've had a kick return for a touchdown, let alone by a sophomore up man. But it is 14-7 now. The Cardinals try the Lancers.
Tayshawn Banks, remember that name. I'll tell you what.
Even if he never makes another play.
He got the corner there, and he pulled away. The kicker had an angle, but he had an extra year to get past him.
And I'll be honest, the kicker just missed the tackle. Now, granted, he's the kicker, so you don't expect him to make the tackle.
Well, and Banks is 6'1" as a sophomore. He's a pretty big kid with that kind of speed. Your kicker is only listed as 5'10", 175.
That's a pretty big kicker.
That's not a bad size kicker.
Yeah. That was just fast, though.
That's it.
That was just fast.
He's fast. So back to Colerain's now going to get a kickoff. Patterson and Payne.
They have stepped up. I think they realize it's not going to be as deep as they might anticipate.
Well, he does have the leg strength, kind of inconsistent right now, trying to find a.
Kick is away. It's going to be fielded by Payne on the run. He bobbles it, keeps it in play, and he gets it across the 30 to the 35. That was a really good play by Javon Payne.
Well, it popped out of his hands, but as he was running it, the momentum of his running kept the ball on his chest.
And he was kind of holding it almost, how Zeke Elliott always holds it in at one side. I'm like, why isn't he using two hands to catch it? He kind of bobbled it and kept it in one hand.
Well, he was running so fast he almost didn't have to use his hands because the ball was just pinned against his chest by the sheer force of his run.
That was odd, but either way, Lancers football.
That's a big, good field position. They're going to be starting at their 35.
Also, I think the Cardinals, you don't mind if you keep them inside the 35.
At the high school level, I'll accept that every time. Mason Mattingly back at quarterback for the LaSalle Lancers.
Takes the snap, hands it up the middle, and
Nothing.
I'll tell you what, the Cardinals are getting all sorts of penetration. You got Cam Robinson causing some disruption, and who was that, 46? I don't know if that was 46 or not. Yep, 46 was the man who made the first contact in the backfield.
And there's no 46 on the roster. How about that?
Of course there is. If that's the case, Cam Robinson gets another tackle. Tell you what, LaSalle has considerably slowed the pace at which they're going here to start the second half.
A time of possession was really in their favor, even though they ran about the same amount of plays that first half.
Pistol again, and they're just going to go heavy, hand it off on a counter up the middle. Payne makes the initial man miss, gets some space, and did a good job of just being patient behind his blockers, and he picks up about 5 yards on the carry, makes it very manageable, third and about 3 yards.
And it's one of those kind of dangerous areas at 3rd down and 4, especially when you got a running quarterback and he's shown the pass option. It's tough to defend.
They've been quickly to the line here, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Cardinals jump off sides.
Yeah, they go hard count, and as I said, in the first half, 4 for 7 on 3rd down conversion. Their first 3rd down conversion of the second half is successful with the Colerain penalty. Ball's going to come all the way out to the LaSalle 46.5.
Well, no doubt it's now 1st and 10. I was about to say, it seems like the LaSalle, they've been very kind and been very accommodating here, but it seems like whoever's in charge of the LaSalle scoreboard is adding 1 extra yard, no matter what team it is, to the line of the game. 1st and 10. And either Jarman or was offsides, or number 55, Paul Haywood jumped.
Yeah, I believe the offensive tackle on the right side pulled to go with the guy in motion, which drew the defensive lineman off. We're getting a lot of complaints in the stands, but they're watching the running back, the wing back that came in motion. They didn't see the lineman, the pulling guard.
Well, he just kind of stepped back, just try to get ahead of Jarman jumping, but Jarman was playing off of the motion of the lineman. Trips to the left for the Lancers. Quicks looks, he's got the post open down the middle, too high. And that is a mistake on both ends. It's number intended for your captain, Dylan Eddings. The pass is high from Mattingly, but your
safety.
But your junior safety, Elorm Nevis, if he looks up, he's looking to make the hit on the receiver. If he looks up, the ball's going to hit him right in the hands.
Well, and look, right now he's getting subbed out to get. He was smartly that held back the hit when he saw it was an incomplete.
But if he looks up,
he's got the interception.
Trips again to the open side, and looked like someone jumped again as they set up screen for Payne. Jarman again reads it, and Lavert Jarman is showing why he's the defensive superstar for the Cardinals as he tackles Payne again in the backfield, and it's a dream start for the second half for the Colerain Cardinals.
Yeah, Jarman 9 tackles the first half. He gets his 10th right there. Kind of undersized. He's probably not going to play linebacker. You never know at the next level, but he has the prototypical weak side speed.
3rd and 19. I thought that was 3rd down. Apparently
no, that was the penalty.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's about 3rd and 21.
Trips again, shotgun look over the middle. Nope, over top. Where's he going with that? I will say, as Colerain Cardinal comes up, looks like he twisted an ankle. Now that ball was thrown backside against.
Oh, that's not good. one of the Colerain Cardinals comes up limping, and that's one of our two-way players. That's A.J. Foster, just turning for a ball that was 20 yards away. Don't know if the turf got him, if he stepped on another shoe, but he got up to walk away on that, and he
Pass ball's incomplete.
Looks like a cramp. Well, what I was going to say,
that's good.
That ball was way overthrown, and I get it. You're going backside, you trips one side, you get a one-on-one coverage, try to get a jump ball the other way, but that one was overthrown. I think Foster might have been able to be called for holding or pass interference.
Wow.
There's no uncatchable in high school football. Some of the Lancers grown. I think they had a little bit of a complaint there, but as it stands, it's incomplete.
Yeah,
4th and 19.
Heard some groans from the other side too, thinking that there was holding in the offensive backfield. But it's one of those. Yeah, I think he was more looking to throw it away.
Jason Young will go back. So Foster was also your punt returner. So
yeah, hope it's a cramp, which is it's tough when you got a whole another half to play. Colerain's got when they had to sub out the returner there, kind of a mixed up, and they had too many players on the field.
And we talk about the over
but
the.
I'll tell you what, since it was a dead ball,
just 5 yards, so it'll be instead of 4th and 19, it's 4th 14.
Did they throw a penalty?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see the flag come out.
So you talk about the loss of depth just because there's less and less numbers. That also affects something like that, where it's the coaching staff. There used to be all these assistant volunteer coaches. One of them was in charge of making sure.
And none of your stars, none of your starters had to play special teams, so you just called punt return, and you had a fresh 11 guys.
So, snap is back, and really the star of the game has been Forkham and his punts.
It's good. There's going to be a holding on one of the personal protectors, so they're probably going to have to snap that again.
You know what? I think you have the option to add 10 yards, and I'm not kidding. I think Logan Forkham, the way he's changed the field position so far tonight, he might be one of the stars of the game.
Yeah, but we got another two-way player.
No, it's not a two-way player. It's a sophomore, Tayshawn Banks, the man who returned the kick.
Is now cramping himself.
It's a sophomore in his first game, varsity action. He hasn't been out there a lot, so I don't know why he'd be cramping. But
well, I mean, it is sticky out here, and you've been on that field. You got direct sun here.
The sun is set.
Right, but what happens is you've had the black rubber pellets that are in this field. It heats up.
Also, it's a myth about overheating. It's actually the dehydration that causes the
We have this argument every year, don't we?
Yeah.
Pickle juice.
Pickle juice does nothing. It's the overheating of the I'm sorry, I reversed that. It has nothing to do with water. It's the overheating of the muscle that causes the cramp, not the lack of water or salts. No, those things don't help it. But
so they are going to make them re-kick it. They moved it back.
Interesting, because, again, Logan Forkham has already had a 57-yard punt.
Cover it! There's a hole right there. Now bounce.
Picked up. Jason Young takes it. And the Cardinals, you know what? They'll
got about 10 yards on it?
More than that. They were down. The fair catch is at the 12. Young will take it off of a bounce and pick up positive yardage to the 34, so it's almost what's 34 minus 12? 22-yard difference on the penalty. Doesn't matter how many degrees I have, I still do Colerain math. One of them is in engineering, too.
So here comes the Colerain offense. Ball spotted at their own 39. They've been moving the ball. They got to keep the mistakes down this half.
Jennings sends a man in motion underneath. Speed option now. Jennings pitches it to Flowers, trying to get the edge. Good job, Flowers. Got the edge, but not lost control. Luckily, it fumbles out of bounds. And I'll tell you what, what's the number? 25 did a great job on the edge. 23? Who was
23, Jack Freeze. We've seen a couple big plays from that outside linebacker position.
Again, you can reach this. Go ahead.
I would say, Flowers looked to switch hands for the stiff arm right there. Without contact, it dropped the ball, but he did get credit for 3 yards on that run.
Jennings back to the pistol formation. He's flanked by Flowers. Snap back. Jennings takes it. He's just going to keep it student body left, finds some space on the edge, cuts it back in, and he's close to the first down. It's just going to be a matter of where they say he stepped out.
I've kind of been waiting for that. Colerain a lot of teams get burned on that simple quarterback draw.
And he'll be just about a yard short. Again, where are these? They've done everything else right today, LaSalle hosting, but that is clearly 1 yard. And they've again said 2 yards. Anyways, Cardinals traditional formation, man in motion. Jennings.
I believe that was our center that time. A lot of people moving on that ball before the ball came up.
Either the center was offsides or everyone else was. So a 3rd and 1 becomes a 3rd and 6.
Another mistake by this Colerain offense. 3rd and 1 is manageable, and you're almost thinking about that close to midfield, maybe going forward on 4th down too. But now you got 3rd down and 6.
And that's an unforced error too. So
they're going shotgun pistol formation.
Jennings takes it, looks to pass, going to tuck it and run, and he's got some space.
Oh, keep going out.
And that's a sophomore mistake. He thought he could cut back and have the big play, but if he just keeps it, he might not get to the first down, but he gets a lot closer than he did. It'll be short by about 5 yards, but he tucked it in thinking maybe to get the big play, but if he just keeps it running to the outside in that scramble, he might have get a shot at the first down marker.
It's easier for us to see the running lanes up here in the booth, but yeah, I agree with you. It was like outside. He cut it in. It's like, that's where the pursuit was.
So Cardinals we punt, which has been an adventure so far.
Yeah, as good as the punting has been for LaSalle, Colerain's has not been consistent. No rush, but a decent kick here.
Payne, and that was a difficult one for Payne to go down, and look who makes the play again, LaVert Jarman.
They have a personal commitment, a personal relationship going on between Payne and Jarman. They've met each other at least 10 times today.
And I know he's undersized, but LaVert Jarman is doing everything he can to try to earn a scholarship tonight, tackling the Big Ten commit, Payne, and everywhere he's going. And that was unfortunate for Payne. It wasn't a very long kick, but where it bounced, it was kind of in between. We couldn't go up and get it, and he had to let it bounce. And by the time he let it bounce, it was really a net of about 40 yards and exactly where he wanted. He's pinned inside his own 20-yard line.
So I got a referee's timeout.
Got a Cardinal down by their own sideline.
I tell you what, you normally don't see this, and I've always prided ourselves. We never really see a Colerain team cramp.
Once you get, I think that's Foster.
Yeah, but yeah, once one player gets it, it's tough to get rid of it. But we've seen 2 or 3 of them go down today.
With 2 starting cornerbacks out for the Cardinals. Got a quick update. It was 14-3 at halftime. It's now 14-10. X puts a touchdown on the board against West.
I don't know who I'm rooting for on that team.
Give a shout out here again. You can reach us at radio@wearecolerain.com or directly in the chat here online. And we got Jeff Lyons and Robbie Fox listening in to Cardinals in Dallas, Texas. And yes, Jeff, I am smart.
So that depth at defensive back is going to be tested. I mean, you already got some sophomores playing. Got to get Colerain, as I said, Kenny Willis, the UC recruit, out with the shoulder injury for this game, and now Flowers, who has been Foster, who has been all over the place, is down with cramps.
Yeah, we assume it's a shoulder injury because he's in a sling and not a cast, but yeah, he's not.
Tayshawn Banks is now in the ballgame at defensive back.
2 sophomores at corner for the Cardinals. Drop back, handoff, Payne. Nope, that's not Payne. That's number 23. No, 27. Jalen Grant patiently waiting for the holes to develop, and he gets about 6 yards. They have done a steady rotation of those 3 backs, and not really. You'd think with the D1 commit and Payne, they'd just be hammering him and
is Payne not playing much on defense? Is he?
I haven't seen him much on defense that I've noticed. Handoff up the middle. This time Josh Shaw gets the bounce to the outside. He's got the first down and more. Out of bounds. And he gets it all the way to the LaSalle 40-yard line.
Yeah. They list him as 5'8" in the program. He's not that tall.
Another Cardinal goes down.
Where at?
Right at the LaSalle sideline.
That's Flowers.
So your fullback playing both ways, and you wondered how much is that going to wear on him, and now you know. It's a tough task for the Cardinals. There is the next man up mentality, but sometimes there isn't that many men to step up.
Well, and in the past, a little bit deeper roster, so when you're next man up, you don't have that much of a drop-off as far as talent.
Your next man up from a senior isn't a pair of sophomores.
Yeah.
So Josh Shaw took that out to the 40-yard line.
And I tell you what, it is hot day. It is up, but it's kind of sticky. No wind. But you going into this game preseason, or going into this season, you knew you're shorthanded. You know you got a lot of two-way players. You really got to prep in the offseason, but it's kind of hard to prep for this kind of humidity. Yep, standing up. That is Flowers, and it is a cramp.
He's under his own weight, so that's good. I keep getting confused by I think there's like a LaSalle coach in like full on like robes, and then I realized, oh, that's a priest. That's why he's in full.
I tell you what, I'm surprised he's not cramping.
It's hot. He's in full black garb,
and it is full length to the floor.
Full. No. He's got the LaSalle hat on. I didn't know they're allowed to wear hats when you're in uniform, but good for him. He's got to be the hottest. He's got to be him and the other actual LaSalle coach in full black tracksuit. Got to be the two hottest guys out there. It is.
So here we go. Let's set this up where we are. First down. LaSalle answers on their own 40.
Two tight ends, two receivers to the right out of the shotgun. And Mattingly keeps it up the middle on the midline veer, and he picks up about 6 yards. Tayshawn Banks on the tackle for the Cardinals.
Yeah, they've had success with just the power runs up the middle, whether it's the fullback, the running back, or even the quarterback keeper has been the most successful.
Honestly, I'm surprised that.
And with as tired as Colerain is getting already, I do nothing but run just straight at him.
And
right guard again.
2nd and 3 is going to become 2nd and 8. And honestly, I'm surprised because as many athletes as they have, and you have the D1 running back, their best offense was Zach Branham running those kind of midline veer option plays out of the shotgun, and he was very good for the Lancers, and we really haven't seen much of Mattingly outside of that one drive, and those weren't designed runs. So two tight ends, one receiver to each side. Mattingly takes the snap, hands it off. Josh Shaw gets by the line of scrimmage, but not much more. He'll pick about 2. It'll be 3rd down and 5 from the 45.
The gain of 3. Tackle on the play by Corey Meyer.
I tell you what, another helmet pops off. Your big defensive lineman Cam Robinson's going to come out. That's a big log. Nathan Fry is going to come in. Big 3rd down conversion, and again they're going to draw Colerain offsides on a hard count on 3rd down and 5.
LaSalle giveth 5 yards, and the Colerain Cardinal defense giveth right back.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Are they going to measure it, or are they going to? It's close. It's right at 5 yards. So they were talking about it.
And this is a big drive. Even LaSalle can get a field goal on the board, or really just keep the ball away because the Cardinals flip the field. The Cardinals haven't sustained a drive, so it's a big chance here for the Lancers to open it up on the Cardinals. All the momentum to start the second half has been the Cardinals' way, but as Mattingly takes the snap, holds it, and Shaw hits the hole, and he's through, and it's a foot race to the end zone. He's across the 20, 15, and finally brought down inside at the 15-yard line. Josh Shaw, the bowling ball, had a seam on the kind of the stretch play to the right, bounced in between the two blockers, stayed on his feet, no one there to wrap him, and it's a 1st down for the Lancers in the Cardinal territory, deep in the red zone.
It's just power football, nothing fancy.
Hand off again, this time Taylor. He knifes through. How did he get through that line? The much smaller Jalen Grant just kind of knifed his way through that line. Picks up about 7, maybe 8 yards on the play.
Well, you were asking earlier about Jabral Payne not getting a lot of carries, but when you got 3 running backs and they're all fresh, they come in this ball game and they're a step faster than all these Colerain linebackers because they've only been on the field a third of the time. So a 2nd down and 3 ball. They got to get to the 5-yard line for the 1st down.
Manley hands it off up the middle to the 2-yard line.
That will be a first down for the LaSalle Lancers. They haven't done anything here but run between the tackles, running out of the shotgun formation, and it is not a read. It is just a straight handoff to whatever running back they put back there, and this offensive line is just opening holes.
First and goal for the Lancers at the 2-yard line. Handoff. And the Cardinals get the penetration. That'll be about a yard. 2-yard loss is Jarman, and that was Mayante Stanley in for Flowers. Convert on the line on the running back in the backfield.
The tight end comes around there, kind of shaking up himself, but they lose about 2 to 3 yards on that play.
Second goal of the 4, so
that's the only thing. When you run a straight dive out of the shotgun formation, you're already started a little bit deeper in the backfield when that exchange is there.
And Mattingly follows it on the veer, but he lost it, fumbles it, but falls immediately right back on top of it.
And 2 Colerain defenders kind of run into each other trying to get the ball, getting up a little bit slow. But they're going to play, so.
Third and goal from the 5 now.
Yeah,
Mattingly had some space. I think he had a touchdown, but he just kind of dropped the ball in the
mesh. I think he saw a little bit open space, tried to take the ball back in the mesh, and since they've been running straight handoffs, I don't think they had the proper feel, but I think he got a little excited because there was a crease there. Third down and goal from the 4.
Mattingly passes ahead, and a tackle in the open field by number 21.
Jarman. No, that's
Corey Myrick.
Oh, that kid's 21, okay.
And I think the receiver went down awkwardly. He's tackled at about the 2-yard line, and he got tackled.
And you've got another Colerain player cramping up. Another sophomore getting playing time, Brumfeld. Oh, excuse me, that's wrong roster.
Mel Crossity.
That's Mel Crossity again, sophomore. But they went play action there, just kind of leaked the tight end out, but well read by the Colerain Cardinals.
Yeah, is that the tight end? It was the
second tight end.
The fullback. Well,
yeah.
Is he a tight end? Is he a fullback? The guy underneath in the flat off of the play action tried to sneak him out there, and the Cardinals do a good job defending. And I don't know if he's cramping or he got kind of caught up in the defense. It'll be interesting to see here. Do you try to just go for the touchdown and keep the Cardinal offense?
Cardinals offense has done nothing tonight, but it's only one score. You've got a consistent kicker who's 2 for 2, and have got that. Make it a 2-score game.
Yeah, but the only offense for the Cardinals has been a kick return.
If you get a touchdown,
I know it's a free kick return.
If you go for it and get the touchdown, I mean, it's emotional boost. But if you don't get it, it's an emotional boost for Colerain, but it is a 2-yard line.
I'm also thinking, though, their Colerain's best offensive player just went out hurt and hasn't come back in. Do you trust the fresh fullback quarterback mesh point?
Yeah, but he's been out a relatively long time, and with this timeout, he's had time to not that a good 3-4 minutes is going to recuperate from cramping. I don't think you ever do.
And that was the senior captain, Dylan Edding, so it was a tight end.
Is walking on his own with a noticeable limp. I can't tell if it's... So. He's a little stiff leg. That might be a cramp.
Or he's just walking real cool. One of the two.
Big fan of Frankenstein?
Or just got some swagger in his step. One of the two. Oh. It will appear that the Lancers will line up for the field goal attempt. This isn't the end of the end zone that kind of goes into nothingness. It's just kind of a black background. So, I mean, kicker probably doesn't notice it, but it's one of those things that if you're not laser focused, you're like, I'm just kicking into an abyss and a bunch of little kids underneath it.
He does not care anything beyond what's under the lights at that goal post.
You say that. So the lineup, the ball will be placed at the 9-yard line, so it'll be a 19-yard kick, but it will be from the far right hash.
Yeah, Howard on the hold, Lunsman on the kick.
Snap is back, kick is away, and kick is good. So with 3:30 to play in the third quarter, the Lancers extend their lead. They now lead 17-7 over Colerain.
Lancers 17, Cardinals 7.
So your star running back's been cramping up. You're down 2 scores. You still got about a quarter and a quarter left. Quarter and a quarter of a quarter.
Just over a quarter of and a quarter. Just over a quarter of a quarter and a quarter.
And we've seen the ability to throw the ball. We haven't seen that many attempts.
Well, we've seen some throwing attempts. There was a touchdown pass that was, or at least a huge chunk play that was dropped, that was way overthrown.
But the little seam route was perfectly thrown.
Yeah.
So, be interesting if because of personnel, but AJ Foster is one of your receivers also.
He hasn't really lined up at receiver.
Nah, he hadn't played too much.
So Mason Lewensman line up to kick. The kicker and the quarterback for the Cardinals, for the Lancers, both named Mason.
Shannon and Young are deep. Tayshawn Banks had a big one last time. See if they kick it at a different spot.
Young will take it out about the 4-yard line. He's going to run right where Banks had a huge run. Young stays on his feet, gets across the 20, but not much more. Good contained by the Lancer defense. It'll be first down, Cardinals at their own 24 to start this drive.
Yeah, he showed some pace and just trying to look for a hole to open up in that left side. LaSalle Lancers did a good job. Everybody stayed in their lanes, so there wasn't a big run, wasn't a little run. It was consistent, but he kept everybody in front of them. So Colerain's going to take over at their own 23.
I think it was one of them where you saw the difference between the ball being kicked to the return man and the ball being kicked to the up man. It goes to the up man, everyone freaks out and goes and attacks him and loses contain. There the contain was there to force him back inside where the Lancers cleaned up. Flowers back into the fullback. Jennings keeps it on a little quarterback counter, steps up, and will be held to a minimal game. Maybe got a yard on the play.
Yeah, we haven't seen much as a runner for Jennings. We know he's there. LaSalle's done a good job containing him, and they've done a couple like that one there, just quick little boots and counters there. I'm surprised they're not kind of running, maybe trying to attempt to run quarterback draws out of the shotgun formation.
Yeah, I mean, that quarterback counter there was essentially a draw, but it's a quarterback draw, but it's out of the under center. Cardinals were not set. Hand off to Flowers, and he gets a minimal gain, but the Cardinals were not set when that ball was snapped. So now it's a question if you're the Lancers, do you take a 5-yard penalty and make it 2nd and 14, 2nd and 13, or do you accept it and make? I take the down. I make it 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 here.
Did they pick up any yards?
There's a flag down.
Yeah, I take the yards. You can afford the extra play.
You take the downs.
Give them.
I disagree. Take the downs. And that's exactly what Pat McLaughlin will do. He'll take the downs.
On the Cardinals, that penalty is declined. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9.
So just a 1-yard gain. 3rd down and 8.
Again, how is he's 1 yard off every time on the scoreboard on the announcer. I don't.
But he's wrong for both teams.
Yeah. It's not like he's trying to give one team more than the other. Jennings now, shotgun, 2-1. Side one to the other, sends a man in motion. Fakes it there, he's going to keep it back the other way, and he just can't get to the outside. Good job of contained by the LaSalle defense, and it'll be maybe no gain, maybe a loss of 1 for Jennings to try to keep it on the quarterback off tackle. And he will officially have lost a yard.
Yeah, LaSalle wasn't fooled on that. They had 2 guys right, got 2 of them in motion. They tried to counter off the jet motion. Stayed home, assignment football. It's going to bring back the punting squad for the Colerain Cardinals. Been up and down today. Anthony Weldon's going to be back, kicking from his own 2-yard line.
Snap is high. Weldon goes up and gets it. Kick is away. It's a line drive. Patterson will catch it at about his own 35. Tries to make one man miss. And there's going to be a
whole bunch of flags behind the play.
4 flags. And there'll be a block in the back forthcoming on the Lancers.
Didn't see who made the tackle, but whoever your gunner, first man down. I'll tell you what, the returner there is a burner. We've seen him earlier. He can fly and kind of hit some forward momentum on catching that.
Garrett Patterson's there, and it was actually Banks, the man who returned the kick, who's the first man there. And as he's kind of had him in the grasp, he kind of gets blocked from behind, and that's where the penalty is going to be against the Lancers. So Banks wasn't able to make the tackle. Elorm Nevis made the tackle. So with the penalty, the Lancers will take over at their own 31.
Yeah, I don't expect anything different than they did the last time. Just power football, eat up the clock. This already tired Colerain defense have been on the field a long time this quarter.
Pistol formation, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff up the middle, and there's that gap again. Jalen Grant bounces inside. He's got it now on the right. Down the sidelines, foot race, and he's finally forced out of bounds, but not before he gets to the Cardinal 25-yard line.
Fresh legs, a trifecta of running backs is just running right through this Colerain Cardinals. The depth of this roster is showing Colerain Cardinal very tired, yet MJ Flowers, your star running back, playing a little bit of linebacker here pretty much both ways, and we've seen him cramping, and just a couple guys on the defensive line have gone down and back in the substitute. This Colerain Cardinals team is just tired up front.
Branham sends a man in motion, hands off, and again, this is just a stretch play. And
nice play off the
here's
end there.
Here's the thing. They've had all sorts of success except when they run right at Levert Jarman, and again, he makes a tackle, this time for no gain for the Lancers.
I was just going to say who was that, but that was Jarman, who had one hand on the Lancer who was trying to block him, shed that block, and made the tackle stony.
Your entire offense should be designed to
Where's
run
Jarman
away
at? Yeah, where's Jarman at? Go the other way.
Not that other Cardinals don't make plays and haven't been, but Jarman has literally been all over the
Jarman's
field.
just one of those special guys having a big night.
Trips to the left shotgun. Mattingly rolls, and they're doing a great job of protecting him, and he's got a receiver open in the end zone, and Sean Taylor.
Miscommunication between the safety.
6 points through the hands of number 6. Sean Taylor just dropped it in the end.
It was a perfect pass, and there was no one within 7 to 10 yards of him, and it just went right through his hands.
And I'll tell you what, they get a lot of credit when they make offensive plays, and Mattingly, that was a perfect play except for the ending. Not going to get credit for it. The offensive line has done a fantastic job of not only keeping Mattingly upright, but creating that pocket where if the rush comes to get him, he can step up and make a play. So again, trips to the left, 1 to the right, pistol formation. Mattingly steps back, looks, fires, and
did he catch that?
Just in front of the safety. What a catch by Ian Haldison, right in front of the diving deep safety. Falling, diving, jumping out ahead, and it just lands right underneath the diving
If that pass
safety.
is thrown a half second later or a yard deeper.
If that pass is as chest high where it's supposed to be, that's intercepted.
He threw that only where his teammate could make it. A perfect throw and a great catch. First down on the 6-yard line.
I mean, what is the scoreboard doing? Anyway, handoff, fake. Mattingly keeps it.
Jarman.
And Jarman does again. And Mattingly does the right thing. Jarman took a step back with the running back out of the option in there. Just Jarman closes on it and makes the tackle. And that will do it. That'll be the final play of the the third quarter. Heading into the final quarter of play, it's the Lancers 17, the Cardinals 7, but the Lancers are knocking on the door.
Yeah, a touchdown here pretty much closes the door for the Colerain Cardinals. This offense hadn't moved the ball all. If you can keep them to a field goal, that's still only 2 scores. Still a deep hole to get out of. But at least give you something to cheer for. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in here at YouTube.
Listening in, Chris Simonitis, who, like we said, taking time to be with his kids now here on Fridays.
I want to put a special thank you out to Chris. A lot of people, you know him from being the play-by-play, but you guys don't know what he has done for We Are Colerain, this website, this school, this athletic department, behind the scenes. He's done all the grunt work for years. He's called up the ADs. He's set us up. He's paid the fees. He's made us our programs and our rosters every week. He does all the stuff that I don't want to do.
Yeah,
so
thanks, Chris,
special thanks to Chris, and thank you to your wife, who's put up with you coming from Kentucky every week. Yes, in traffic, being late every week.
2nd and goal for the Lancers from the 5-yard line. They're going to call them down at. So going into the Lancer student section in the end zone here. of the U. Mattingly fakes it, keeps it, throws it out of the back of the end zone. And that was caught by a fan.
Yeah, they go play action there. Jarman comes from the outside, and he's got to get rid of the ball. Jarman gives him a lick. He's throwing it away.
Honestly, LaSalle had more receivers than defenders there, but Mattingly
Didn't have time to throw.
Doesn't have time to throw. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. The Cardinals looking to make another stand and keep this within 2 scores.
With the success that they had to run, I'm surprised they went to the pass there.
Mattingly takes it, keeps it rolling left, just a one-on-one ISO play, and he overthrows it to the outside.
I don't think he meant to do that. He had one-on-one on a corner route, and he threw it to the parking lot.
He threw it. I think that guy, he saw a guy throwing his hand up for a hot dog in the concession stand line.
There is a young gentleman in line waiting for a hot dog with the LaSalle Lancer jersey.
But
he was wide open.
He's not in the field of play.
Not an eligible receiver.
Yeah, I don't know who he was throwing to. So
I think that was just an adrenaline. You had to play to make, and you just kind of
it was.
Instead of a touch pass, he just rifled it.
Yeah. So it'll set up Lewinsman.
Block it.
Snap is back. Kick is up, and kick is good. With 11:48 to play in the ball game, it's the Lancers 20, the Cardinals 7. But another goal line stand from the Cardinals, and what could be a 4-score lead is still only a 2-score game.
Yeah, it could have been a 4-score game with almost 11 and a half to go.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if we watch those last 2 field goals, I always like to recognize that, guys that don't always get talked to. There were 2 bad snaps on those last field goals. Your holder for LaSalle, give him credit. Gage Howard, senior defensive back, picked that one up the turf.
You know what? What is it about coming here? Because we talked about it last time we were here. Even though the score was 39-36, the MVP of the game might have been Drew Chrisman, the punter and kicker who had long field goals and pinned the Cardinals deep. What is it with kickers here at LaSalle just causing so much trouble?
If you can develop consistently special teams a kicker and find one every year at the high school level, it just makes your team that much deeper and that much better.
And
when you've got a tradition that goes all the way back to the elementary schools and the middle schools, so the kids want to come to LaSalle as youngsters and become a kicker.
Sure, that's what it is. Kick is away. Kick will be fielded by Amir Johnson at about the 5-yard line. He's going to take it, look for some space, cuts back. He's got a seam. Can he get by the initial wave? He does, but the cleanup is there, but not before a pretty good return by Amir Johnson out to the 33-yard line. 34-yard line is what we marked.
Looked like he had a little seam, and he did, but the secondary line on the coverage team does a good job at staying home and staying in the lanes.
There's a reason you have 8 guys running down the field and 2 guys that kind of sit back and wait.
And we've seen that a couple times. LaSalle Lancers has done great on that coverage, except for that one long one, and that was just kind of a
honestly, and Chris Simonitis could tell us, I don't remember the last time we had a kick return for a touchdown. We've had lots of long returns.
Oak Hills, 2003.
Lots of long ones that got tackled close to the goal line, but shotgun 5 wide. Jennings keeps, and there's a quarterback draw, and he's going to pick up about 4 or 5, fall forward for 6 on the play.
Yeah, they called for this a little bit earlier. They're going to go kind of quick huddle, but that time they go shotgun formation, 5 wide, fake the pass to the outside, just a quarterback draw the whole time. Just kind of spread out the defense, trying to find a hole. Zay Jennings, a sophomore, but we know if he gets loose, he can run. He just hadn't got a chance to get loose tonight.
That's a sophomore play, though. Pistol formation, because if he's a junior or senior, he probably can muscle through that tackle. Pistol formation. Jennings takes it, keeps it. Option going to cut it back, find enough for the first down, but I don't think the Cardinals were set.
Now, where are they not getting set? I didn't see it. Is this offensive line?
It's everyone and you can blame everyone else for not getting to the line, but it's a little bit on Jennings because he has to look to make sure everyone is set before he kind of signals to the center to get ready for play. And again, it's the second time in as many drives where the Cardinals
guys are just shuffling down to their 3-point
They're just
stand.
getting into their stances and the ball's being snapped.
So that'll take it back 5 yards, make it a 2nd down and 9.
And it is 2nd down and 9. We can confirm that.
Is the scoreboard got?
You got this one right. Shotgun. Jennings keeps it. tucks it up inside, still on his feet, pushing it forward, and the sophomore is going to fall forward and get back that penalty yard. Penalty yards and maybe one more. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Cardinals.
As we said earlier, Colerain has moved the ball, but as soon as they get it, they seem to get a drive going. A mistake comes down.
They'll go back to a traditional formation, 3 in the backfield, 2 wing backs. Handoff trap up the middle. MJ Flowers, he picks up the first down. Got the ball, kind of got tugged a little bit, but he held on to it, falls for it for a Cardinal first down.
Did Colerain overload the offensive line on that time? Did you see that?
Did they? I thought it was just a regular tight end lineup. Or tight end on the strong side of the formation.
Well, that's the only thing. This is not your usual Colerain offensive line. You've got 2 guys barely at 200 pounds on this offensive line.
Yeah. Back to that pistol formation, 2 backs, 1 to either side. Jennings steps back. He's going to just tuck and run. He gets to the outside, and he's going to smartly tuck. He's got to dance with one man. He's going to run right into the DB and runs him right over, and it'll be close to the first down marker.
That's just like a quarterback to shy away from contact. That's not what he did. He faked going out of bounds, and he took him chest to chest. Picked up an extra 3 yards.
We saw Max Mattingly do the same thing in the first half, but he's a 200-pound,
6'4", 210
senior, not the 170-pound sophomore that Jennings is. Still good big plays by both. Cardinals going to stay in that pistol formation. Jennings takes it. Snap was high, and it caused some hesitation, and the LaSalle Lancers can get in the backfield.
Well, not just a bad snap, but the LaSalle Lancers anticipating the quarterback draw pretty much sent everybody right up the middle. The snap was a little high and threw the timing off a little bit, but anticipating that play.
So let's see, they've done pistol. Last time they did 2 plays out of the pistol, then back to the traditional.
Just straight fullback dive here to pick up the first down.
They'll stay in the shotgun. This time shotgun 5 wide. Jennings keeps it, tucks it. He's got the first down and more, and he will be out of bounds. And I'm thinking he just got 15 more.
Yeah, he was carried out of bounds by the defender, but he took him into the track a little bit deep. Not sure if he continued that tackle afterwards. We have had a sideline warning for the Colerain Cardinals, which would be a second, but it looks like a personal foul. Late hit out of bounds on the LaSalle Lancers.
Indication is a personal foul against the Lancers. 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, if I'm a coach, I'm all right with that. You played to the whistle. That was one of those ones that was borderline. I don't think he was trying to do anything dirty. Just
when you're in contact with the guy that you're taking down, your concentration on him, you kind of don't know really where you're on the field.
Well, I just noticed in this pistol formation, the up back is Lavert German, so he's going both ways as long as Flowers. Flowers takes the handoff, bounces off of 1 tackle, stays on his feet, but can't get out of the arm tackle. You get 2 Lancers with hands full of jerseys who pull him back, and they'll be held to a 1-yard gain. Yeah, I just now noticed Lavert German. He's the
I don't know if he'd been there the entire time, but it was McKinley Johnson on the stop.
It's the first I've seen him on offense.
Not saying that he hasn't been there. It's just the first time we noticed it.
Yep. I think Jennings, is the sophomore, looks a little tired. A little heavy breathing as he gets to the line, but he's got to step up. Takes the snap, drops back, looks to throw, cuts it down, still on his feet. Throwing it, and it's a good defense, a play by the LaSalle defense.
Yeah, he kind of scrambled around looking for the scramble drill from his wide receivers. Sat down underneath coverage, but a great play.
Number 12, it looked like.
Gage Howard, he's made a couple plays on a few of the defensive plays. Wide receiver in the scramble drills, it can't stand still and wait for the ball. He's got to move towards the quarterback right there. So that's what the defensive back moved towards the quarterback, so he beat him to the ball.
Interesting play call with 7:30 and 29 to play. This is 2-down territory. You got to think for the Cardinals.
Yeah. It's 2 to get 9.
Jennings takes it. Quarterback keeper all the way off tackle, falls forward.
Oh, he needs 1 yard.
He's going to be a yard short.
Jennings on the carry.
And you know what? This offense right now reminds me of out of the pistol. This reminds me of LaSalle last year. They just let Branham catch it. He picked a hole and he ran. That's He was down right at the 15-yard line. They need the 14.
They're going to need 2 yards.
No, just 1.
Bringing in Josh Shaw, the running back, to play a little nose guard.
And Flowers through the hole, still on his feet, into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals!
First touchdown of the year running M.J. Flowers. No flags on the play. He takes it 14 yards. Straight dive. They've been doing the quarterback draw, and this time the fullback takes it. 20-13 is going to bring it down to 2 scores. We've got 6:44 left in play. These Colerain Cardinals are not going away.
1-score game as we set for the extra point. And right now the Cardinals with an extra point can make those 2 field goal settles. Goal line stance could be huge as the kick is up, and kick is good with 6:44 to play. The Cardinals cut the lead to 6. It's the Lancers 20, the Cardinals 14.
Still lots of time left. Both teams with the full complements each have 3 timeouts left in this ball game. This depleted Colerain defense has got to come up with you don't need a quick stop, but you need a stop at this point. LaSalle Lancers have done a good job, haven't turned the ball over yet, haven't even put it on the turf. And quarterback's done a great job when he's throwing the ball. He only throws it either where his receivers can catch it or he throws it away.
And LaSalle there, that's one of those plays where you sell out to stop that 4th and short. And once Flowers got through the hole, he just kind of had to break the tackle from that last safety, and he kind of got help from a Cardinal blocker downfield. And
did you see who the wide receiver was down blocking downfield? Okay.
No.
Me neither. So the Colerain Cardinals again will tee it up at their own 40-yard line. Alex Young is going to be kicking off. Jalen Grant along with Garrett Patterson and Joe. No pain. And Tamiko
he's
Jackson.
On the bench with the helmet on, but we haven't seen him on offense. What is up with Payne? I don't know if he's got a pitch count. What's going on with him? Kick is up and away. And this might get a bounce and go into the end zone for a touchback. So,
I tell you what, deepest starting position, I believe. LaSalle has won the field position more today. The 20-yard line, I believe, is the deepest that they've started this entire game. Got any updates, any scores that you're looking up now?
St. X is taking the lead. They now lead 17-14 over Lakota West in the battle down the street. Moeller leads Lakota East 35-27. Mason leads Gahanna Lincoln 15-0. Hamilton 36, West Claremont 28. I think that game was like 28-14, and Hamilton scored like 26 unanswered points. All
right, like the LaSalle Lancers with the ball at their own 20-yard line. 6:44 play, clinging to a 20-14 lead.
Pistol formation. Snaps back. Handoff, and
Jarman makes initial contact.
Cachet cleans it up, but not before Taylor picks up about 5 yards on the play.
Going back just to power football. LaSalle has just had success going straight at the heart of the defense. They did mark him exactly 5 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 5.
They're taking their time, as they did not in the first half. They kind of ran quick, but the clock is their friend right now. So we approach 6 minutes to play. Manley takes it, hands it off. They're getting push up front. Taylor steps back, makes a little dance in the crowd, falls forward, and picks up the first down.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of space right there, but there were a lot of blockers in it, kind of tying up the defense back, and does a great job finding something where there's nothing. Good start to stop.
Excuse me, that was Jalen Grant on the carry. Yeah, it wasn't like there was a hole. There was just no one there to tackle.
Yeah. Everybody had a hat on a hat, and he just found the space where no one was at. So first down to the 31.
Staying in that pistol formation. They send a man in motion. Handoff. And cut back, and a good play call this time. This time they go right at Jarman, but they let him overrun it. The counter right underneath Jarman. And that's one goes for 12 yards and a Lancer first down. It's a really good play call.
Yeah, the offensive tackle, they let Jarman come in. Stanley couldn't get off his block. Stanley's had we haven't called his name a lot, but he has been a disruptor.
Going both ways for the Cardinals.
But yeah, I was just going to say he looks exhausted out there.
Handoff this time to Shaw. He's hitting the backfield, stays on his feet. But he'll pick up about 3 on the carry.
Lots of guys getting up slow, but I don't think people are just tired and sore. No injuries right there.
It's not.
It's been a physical game between the tackles. Both your linebacker and your running back get up limping.
It's not injury. It's two teams that fought very hard to this point. I think the Cardinals showing a little bit more wear here in the second half than the Lancers, but
Lancers keep going 3 deep. They've changed running backs again.
Hand off up the middle. Jalen Grant off of the read option, takes it underneath the defensive end and picks up the first down to the Cardinal 45.
Tackle on the play by Corey Meyer.
All the way down to the Colerain 45. 4 minutes left to play.
And if you're LaSalle, honestly, you don't even have to worry about the scoring here. You're just keeping the ball away from the Cardinals.
And Colerain does not get into position where they get a stop on first down or second down to use that timeout.
Yeah, it's like first, second and 5, second and 6. Getting chunk plays on first down. And Grant slices through 2 tackles, stays on his feet. Cardinals had him at the line of scrimmage, but I think they're just being war. They had him, but one man is a little bit more fresher than the 2 defenders that he ran through.
Yeah, both Colerain defenders had a shoulder into him, but he just bounced off, and I'm just watching this defensive line. They're doing just all they can just to stand up, more or less, make the tackle.
Under 3.5 to play now. Handoff up the middle. Grant is hit at the line of scrimmage. And there's going to see the Cardinals use their first timeout. It'll be second and 8 for the Lancers as they finally get a stop for a short gain. And with 3:09 to play, you got about 189 seconds to play. The Cardinals trying to preserve. And again, time more precious than your timeouts.
Well, you need to do something here and then end the next 2 plays. Colerain Cardinals on that first down kind of shifted their defensive line just slightly, kind of anticipating or guessing a hole, you might say. That time guessed right, so they finally got a shot and a stop for a limited play.
I mean, if you're LaSalle, the perfect play call right now would be just to run kind of a wheel route off of that kind of veer option, and it'd be wide open. But
just pop the tight end straight up the middle.
No, tight end there. You get caught in traffic. You want to do the over the top, get everyone committed. But at this point, why risk it?
No. You've got a neighborhood rival on the ropes. Don't do anything cute. Just go take it right to them. So 3:09 left to play. LaSalle has the ball at the Colerain 32-yard line. Second down and 8.
Shotgun to the left, one to the right, tight end, handoff. Keeping it Mattingly and
Jarman.
Who else? LeVert Jarman with a tackle.
And the Colerain Cardinals take another timeout. Short gain on that. He's going to pick up 2, so a third down, let's call it 6.
Their second timeout.
Yeah, this time instead of having the running back in the pistol formation behind it, he was kind of offset. Came across on the fake. It looked like the quarterback had his mind made up already. That was a quarterback keeper.
Honestly, it's the right read, but again, LeVert Jarman, I don't know if it's he's just so athletic where he can jump.
Plays in between them.
Plays in between just well enough, and he has enough faith in his strength to make the tackle, and enough faith in on the running back, and enough faith
It's
in
the short area quickness.
and enough speed or enough faith in his quick first step to close down on the quarterback. So it'll be 3rd down and again, what is the scoreboard operator looking at? It's 3rd down and 6.
And he's got 3rd down and 8.
Is that the 30? It's at the 29. They need the 20.
And scoreboard says he's on the 31. He's on the wrong side of the field.
Handoff. Mattingly faked it, keeps it. Jarman there keeps him contained, and that'll be a no gain.
Interesting what they'll do. Does LaSalle go for it on 4th down? You're almost too close to punt the ball. You're too far for a field goal.
Are you too far for a field goal?
I haven't seen anything. He hasn't cooked.
They're going for it here on 4th.
Here is where they've caught Colerain twice offsides. Be smart, defensive line. Be smart. See? They tried it. Nobody moved.
This is going to be a no play. They're going to run the clock down. Exactly what the Lancers are doing. Now it'll be a perfect time to catch the Cardinals off. Timeout. That's one of the perfect ones to run. You know,
the second time.
The old halfback direct snap where the quarterback just kind of freezes and then they snap
walks away
and let the snapper get it because everyone's relaxing because they think it's a no play. Now,
it kind of describe everybody at home. They just went the same formation, the shotgun formation, one running back, and they've gotten Colerain 3 different times today to jump for first downs on 3rd down and 5, 3rd down and 4. That time they tried it right off the bat. Colerain held their water. Then they let the clock run out like they were going to snap with 1 or 2 seconds left. They did it. They went to it again. Colerain stayed home again. They had to burn a timeout. That'll bring up 4th down, and I believe that is the kicker out there.
Yep. What's 29 plus 17?
It's 46.
It'll be a 40. Nope. Okay, the ball's at the 27. So the ball will be placed at the 45 on the kick.
35.
35, excuse me. So it'll be a 45-yard attempt for Mason Lutzman. Field goal can basically seal it for the Lancers. It's a big kick. Snap is high. All sorts of confusion. And Cardinals will take over at their own 35.
They've had troubles with the snap, but they've all been low, and the great jobs by Gage Howard had picked them up. This time it was so high he had to come up out of his stance to catch the ball. He catches it, but does not have time.
We had plenty of time.
Colerain did not rush.
Well, the thing was, the kicker just didn't go. If the kicker at least goes, he can get it off. But he didn't even go.
But he is stopped for loss. It is a turnover. Gives Colerain the ball at the 35-yard line. 2:10 left to play. Colerain has 1 timeout remaining.
Stay in our normal formation. Flex bone, man in motion. Setback. Amari Shannon steps back, keeps it, stays on his feet. He's going to pick up 5, but the clock will be running.
You got to have multiple plays called. I'm sure you got a 2-minute drill on this, but it's kind of tough when you run Colerain's style of offense. They've gone from the 4. Now they're going back to the shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers.
5. Jennings keeps it. Quarterback draw, steps through 1, spinning, still on his feet. He's going to be close to a first down, but he's not going to have it. He's going to be a yard short. That means the clock is running.
They're going to have to take a shot deep, or even maybe a quick slant or some type of screen pass, but they just get the first down right here. Quarterback sneak, get the first down. Quarterback sneak, get the first down.
They'll get it.
That'll stop the clock at 1:17 until they move the chains.
Just a quarterback sneak there. Keeps it going. Cardinals got to get going. Clock hasn't started, but they haven't got set to the motion. Clock's in motion. Cardinals still getting into the line. 3 wide receivers, 2 in the backfield. Jennings takes the snaps, looks downfield. He's got to go through, steps out of a defender. He's got to do something with the throws. Downfield, Amir Shannon down to the Lancer 35.
Inside the 30, yeah, right at the 35-yard line. Nice little scramble drill. He had some pressure. He gets away, runs to his right, finds Shannon coming across the field.
Gets a little issue with the chains. Is going to give the Cardinals some extra time. 58 seconds, 35 yards to go. Clock is running now.
Wait, and the ball spotted at the 35, but the chains are back at the, there they go. Now they're set.
Spike by the Cardinals.
So a spike that Colerain still does have a timeout
Now, if
left.
the Cardinals are smart, they call a play right now, and LaSalle get called for too many men on the field. Now, granted, they're not. LaSalle student section quickly running to the other side of the field, which I don't think is smart because there's no stands over there, and they're all hopping the fence. Where's the administration stopping that? Not because they're going to do anything bad, but just because there's something that could go wrong. Someone going to get hurt with that, whatever. 5 wide. Or excuse me, 3 wide, 2 receivers in the back, or 2 backs in the backfield. Jarman in motion, shotgun from the 35-yard line. Jennings takes the snap, looks down, protected, steps in the pocket. He looks up, throws it up, and it's picked off.
He came out of the end zone. He came out of the end zone. We have a turnover to the half-yard line. He caught it in the end zone, but did not smartly just go down. He pulls it out, and just the length of the football. LaSalle was, and we've got a flag on the field, too.
It's a holding on the Cardinals, penalties decline.
So 40 seconds left. Colerain does still have a timeout yet.
Now here's the
but
thing.
They're going to have to snap the ball. Do they take a safety?
No, you just run the play. You take this. What's the difference between giving out the safety and taking the safety?
Well,
and not a smart play. You saw 3 LaSalle Lancer defenders
trying to stop it,
trying to tackle their own player because I think Jennings kind of panicked and the receiver kind of stopped his route and he threw it deep, leaving there open for number 35, B.J. Ross with the interception.
But if Ross just sits down where he catches the ball in the end zone, the ball's placed at the 20.
You take a knee and this game is over. But now they have this tricky play from the half-yard line. You got to catch the snap. You got to get it out of the end zone. You got all sorts of things.
But you could take the safety. Give up the 2 points. Put it on your punter. You've got one of the best punters we've seen tonight. But probably a quarterback sneak. Colerain's got their 2 biggest. Yeah.
Quarterback sneak.
Trying to sneak the ball out, but you've got a 6'4" quarterback. Colerain's going to burn up their last timeout with 35 seconds left.
But in this case, LaSalle has the space to just take the snap and actually take the knee. So Cardinals take their last timeout, but really all they need to do is catch the snap and take a knee. And quick score update, the Bombers on the other side of North Bend to put up another score. They now lead Lakota West 24-14.
I don't know how to react to that. We've got friends and GMC cohorts on one side, and I've got a lot of respect for Steve Speck and what he does. Be interesting. I believe that game may be on tape delay on Time Warner somewhere. Interesting to go watch that one back.
I mentioned it because next week the Colerain Cardinals open the Cardinal Stadium for the first time in over 2 years, and they'll play host to those St. Xavier Bombers.
So yeah, kind of victory formation. Takes the snap from under center, takes the knee.
And Cardinals cannot stop the clock as both teams head to the 50-yard line, knowing the inevitability of this one.
I tell you what, we come into this game a very young Colerain Cardinal team. Some people were saying online this was a 3-touchdown ball game. I tell you what, take out a few. It looks like any team. Take out a few of the mistakes, but this Cardinal team showed me a lot more than we saw in the scrimmages. Honestly, I wasn't confident at all coming into tonight. What I saw tonight in the heart of this Colerain team, we're going to battle. It's going to be tough. We don't have the depth, but we got players out there here at Colerain High School.
Well, it doesn't get any easier next week for the Cardinals as the final has reached. It'll be a final, Lancers 20, Cardinals 14. It doesn't get any easier for the Cardinals, but we will be at home. That means we get to show the video, and it will be a Waycross broadcast, so we'll have those fancy replays for you. And join us next week as the Colerain Cardinals will play host to another North Bend GCL school, this time that wears blue, the St. Xavier Bombers.
And this time, not the Division III quarterfinal or Division II quarterfinalists, but the Division I defending state champions, the St. X Bombers.
Currently ranked state #1 in the state. So, for Mike Rourke and the engineer, for Jason Helfrich with the pictures on the sidelines, I've been Brandon Wyatt with Brian White here at WeAreColerain.com, and welcome to another season here, 2021 Colerain Cardinal football. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.